weight of the world.
I got the weight of the world on my shoulders. I gotta keep focused. I gotta keep focused.
I know I'm getting older, the world getting colder. I gotta keep going.
What's going on, everybody? The A&R Desk. We are back with another episode. That's right. Shout out to Miss Jackson for jumping on. Shout out to everybody jumping on. I hope Instagram got their commenting fixed. It was all jacked up. But shout out to everybody jumping on. Today we are gonna have a deep dive. We're starting the year off strong. We're starting. Magoo, what's going? My man Magoo, I don't know how you did that. You're like a magician. You was just on live when I was setting this up. So I don't know how you did that. Shout out to Miss Jackson Media Group. Tim Dog, what's going on? Today we're gonna have a deep dive. Castro, I see you. Shout out to everybody jumping on. Again, today we're gonna have a deep dive. We're starting the year off strong. This is first quarter. For those that don't know, this is first quarter. So it's go time. Game time, go time. So we most definitely gonna get into that. I'm gonna let a few more people come on and we're gonna go from there. Feel free to share the live. I'm doing that as well. There was a few people that was like, yo, let me know when you on. You don't be letting me know. So I'm gonna take this time to do that as well. Let a few people know. Tell a few people about it, and we're gonna get right on with the show. Feel free to submit this to anybody that want to submit the music. I'm going to pin some. Instagram got their life together. They got their life together. If you see the pin, you're gonna submit your music for a deep dive review. And with the deep dive review, we're gonna let's fade this out. Let's fade this out, and we're gonna get into a serious moment right now. Weight of the world kind of gives us that light feel. But what we're going to do with the deep dive is we're not only going to review your music, we're going to go into the analytics of it. And we're going to use my PAP system, the PAP system that I use for A&Ring content. And we're going to see where you fall in the grading system for your level of interest into the industry. This is a system that I actually use when shopping an artist. And that's what we're going to do today. So I'm letting a few folks know that I'm on if they want to jump on. And then we're going to go from there. There's a few music videos that I want to touch on. So we're going to touch on those as well. And then we're going to get right into movement. Again, this is the first of the year. So we are getting ready to take care of business. So I hope everybody's ready. I am going to put the email up, the A&R Desk. Anybody see that? As well as Cash App. And somebody asked me, why are you doing donations? Why aren't you just charging them? And I said, we're going to get to that. My man Castro718 said, I am ready. Say no more, my brother. We are ready to work. We're going to most definitely get straight to that. I'm getting a lot of text messages. I'm checking the text messages right now. I'm getting a lot of text messages. Am I nice? What's going on, my brother? Today we're doing a deep dive. First, I would like to welcome everybody to the A&R Desk, where we bring A&Ring right to your phone. And what we doing today, shout out to Christ, shout out to everybody jumping on, DJ Sam. We're going to do a deep dive today. Anybody who want to get a deep dive, the analytics to their record. Anybody who wants to dig deep to see where they are. We are doing that today on the A&R Desk. Shout out to everybody. Betty Boo, shout out to everybody jumping on. So that's what we're going to do today. For everybody that's on right now, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of the system. We're gonna go in, and I'm most definitely Eve Muse, the ever so beautiful Eve Muse. This is what we're gonna do today on the A&R Desk. We're gonna go into the PAP system, right? And anybody who knows the PAP system, and you might not know the PAP system, this is something that I actually use with the labels when trying to understand where the artist falls. And with the PAP system, which is PAP, is product analytics and presentation. That's what I use. There's different parts of it. In the green, if you see on the top, the green, it says mainstream, underground, and alternative. You get 5 points for any one of those that you fall in. Now, you might fall in multiple of those, but you fall into one of those. Then you go into the listener. You get 5 points for every bullet point in there. Executive, you get 5 points for every bulletin in there. And producer, if you look at the bottom of each category, you'll see the look. In the listener, which is over here, if you see the listener, it says vibe, content, and then the look in person. The look in person, that part right there, when we do into the PAP system, that's the product. How does the product look? Shout out to Berg. I see you, Berg. Shout out to Maso, the dude BK. Shout out to everybody jumping on. I'm just breaking down what the PAP system is today for everybody who's gonna do a deep dive. And I'm gonna go into the executive again. On paper, the look on paper is analytics, and the look in sound is presentation / product. Those go in hand with the listener. Once you gather your points in this system here, this is where the grading system for the PAP happens. What happens is, you'll see here, you could get 50%. Everyone starts with 50%. Ty, he said context, not content. Yes, excuse me, context. My man, my DJ Sam is on it. Yes, context. But going back to the charting, everyone starts at 50. Once you have a product, that's 50% of the battle. If you see the numbers jump up from there. So depending on where your rating system is where you fall in the grade system. So that's what we're doing today. We're doing deep dive into the PAP system to see where everybody's at for the beginning of this year, to see if everybody is prepared and ready. All you got to do, and I'm giving some people some time. I see people texting. There's a lot of people texting, and that's not the rules. Follow the rules today. Today you're gonna email the desk at spudbrooklyn.com, and we're gonna go right into the deep dive, and we're gonna go into your Instagram. We're gonna go into your global analytics, see what countries you are. We're gonna dig deep. That's what we're gonna dig. These DJ Sam said, "I got you. I know you always honest." Salute to DJ Sam for the correction. I need more sets of eyes. If anyone actually saw my setup, I'm telling you, I'm like on a Starship Galactica, flying at trillion light speeds with all the stuff that I'm going. You know, people think driving a standard car is a lot. This right here is a lot going on. So shout out to DJ Sam for that. And again, please keep your questions coming in as well. I got so many text messages. Everybody's sending the text messages, but it's okay. It's okay. Let me know. He said, got an intern. I actually do got an intern. Shout out to Mac Music jumping on. Again, if you're an artist and you want to submit some music, man, this is the great time. We're going to go over your video, go over your song. We're going to play it. He said, take a pic of the setup. I will do that. I will take a pic of the setup. Give y'all a little preview about what in the world is going on right here to make tonight happen. It's worth it. It's most definitely worth it. But before we even get started, I don't want to keep everybody here. There's a few people I want to text back to. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into a video set real quick, and we're going to get right on with the show. This is Jaspin. We're going to go into a break real quick. Not even a break, just a nice intermission with everybody. I want to just salute everybody for jumping on. Shout out to everybody jumping on. This is Jaspin right here, and then we're gonna get right into work. I'm gonna collect some data. I see a few emails coming in, so we're gonna get right into that. Shout out to everybody jumping on. This is the A&R Desk with Spud Brooklyn.
Show studio, we get busy.
Coffee, I see you, my dude.
As tight as a fist. I love to reminisce about you. Oh, what feeling. Oh, I could be dreaming. You with my
Hello?
Yo, Jasmine, what you up to?
Trying to stay unproblematic.
Shout out to the Book of Orlando.
I'm
I
trying to
see
get
you.
into something today. I got way
Shots.
too much on my mental.
Hold on. I think T
Show
got something
studio,
going on today.
we get busy.
Yo, what's up, T?
Living legend, what's good?
Yeah, I gotta chill with that, man. What's up?
Don't you got something going on today?
I'm actually packing up to go to this kickball game right now, but had a couple teams that canceled on me, so trying to figure that out right now.
I just gotta do something with my head. I know that.
I mean, we down to take over though.
Well, y'all do what y'all need to do and just meet me on the field.
Bet that
Get
up.
back.
Bet. All right.
All right, bet.
T. I played the bad guy in enough love scenes. I'm moving on. A new script, a different
Castro,
page, a bigger
I'm
role.
taking
Starring
anything
me as
today. We
R&B to
starting
a
the year
broken soul.
off
I cast
clean.
over my past when I was broken cold. But I'm better
Everything
than
is
that. You
going
ever
to
given out love without
everything.
getting it back?
Music
You ever made
submissions from
memories
old
without getting
likes
attached?
and
Cause what's
walks.
love if I never get that energy back? When I'm low,
Cut it out. I want a nice clean game here, okay?
home it don't belong. Yeah. And if you need me, then please replay this song. Yeah.
But it gon' take all of me to let you know. This the remix. It's more than the truth, and the truth got me feeling so anxious lately. And all of the darkness and pain that I thought came from you. Take that. And all I can think is what happens to our situation. Is it tainted? Why can't it be something kept secret but they never knew? Is another lie? Never. I just hold back what's inside. Won't waste any more time trying to fight it. And I'm terrified, cause what's in darkness always wants to come to light. Let's go. Now the monster in my closet lives alone. I can't give you all of me. Cause you want too much of me, and I don't wanna be left there with none. I can't give you all of me. Baby, I'm everything you need. I think it's best you spend some time alone.
Another second, then we done. I think it's crazy that we really couldn't work this out. Your hesitation was at none. I did a blink, you made a sink, you say to choose a cry. Never thought that you would leave. You left my heart on freeze. I needed air, couldn't breathe. It really should have been me. I could tell it was the end, you stayed calm. I'm emotional, heart's been broke, got to move on. Now I'm left alone on my throne. Gotta be strong, I don't like this is the remix. Honestly, I don't need you in my life. I can't give you all of me.
Cause you want too much of me, and I don't wanna be left there with none. I can't give you all of me. I'm everything you need. I think it's best you spend some time alone. And it go. This is the remix, baby.
Yeah.
So that was Jasmine right there. All of you, the Ray, and featuring T Lion. Alright, we're gonna set it off with Jasmine. We're gonna set it off with Jasmine. Anybody jumping on right now? We are doing a deep dive music review, and what that means is I'm gonna take the PAP system. I know there's a few people that jumped on. Please forgive me for everybody that's already on and already saw this. I'm gonna go through it real quick. It's a PAP system. This is what I use when taking an artist to a record label to see officially where they are creatively. You know what I'm saying? And after you get your ratings, we'll break down the ratings as we go. But once you break down your ratings, you get into a grading chart. And this tells you where you fall with your product. If you're Jumpstart, Local Act, Radar, ready and have leverage. So we're gonna get into that right now. We just got first submit. That was cool. I got another submission. I see right now. Let me see who that is. I got a submission right now for my boy Coffee. Coffee, you next up, bro. I'm gonna do a quick review on this one. This was actually a friend request. Someone sent this in the reference. Love Child, my business partner is on here. Love you, big head motherfucker. And Bambi, I see everybody in here. So I'm gonna do this real quick. I'm gonna do this one real quick. We're gonna get right into this one, and then Coffee, we're gonna get to Coffee. It's funny because I was gonna play Coffee's video first until I saw that actual request. So this was not a request from the said artist, so we're not gonna give it too much, all right? But we're gonna go into it. I think Miss Jackson even reached out to Jasmine to try to get him on as well. But okay, so the first thing with the video, it was clean. The vibe was dope. It's very radio friendly. Most definitely product placement could work on that phenomenally. Like, that's not an issue at all. So as far as the texture of the music, why is it saying something went wrong? I'm on here right now with this brother. All right, let's try this again. But like I was saying, the music was clean, perfect, written well. The visuals were clean, friendly, go over so well. So as far as the record, I have no complaints on the record. It touches a good wide market. So as far as the product, he has a head start. So it's 50% off the gate for the product, right? 50% of the product. All right, let's go into some analytics. Right? So this is his page. Here. It shows right here that he has 1,912 followers. That's not bad. One thing that is noticed, if you see this number here, this number right here is lower than the amount that he's following. As petty as this may sound, as petty as this may seem, this is what the A&Rs look for. So what we're doing today is not my preference. It's not what I do as an A&R, but I'm telling you what the game does to you, right? What the game does to you. So I would have this right here, switch, I would have him build. I wouldn't have him unfollow. One of the worst things artists do is they start the unfollowing fashion, right? They want to unfollow everybody. They want to be following only 15 people. That looks whack as well. Unless you Kanye West and Kim Kardashian, you could get away with that shit, right? And you could get away with it as long as you're on top. So that's the first thing I would have Jasmine fix. His bio, clean. It got who he is, what he does, his new single out, got a promotion. It's out now, link below. I love that he reworded, link in the bio, link below. He got his link, he got his email, all the necessary things he has for me to follow him. Now I believe he does have two pages. Because I see I'm not following him on this one, but I do follow this brother. So I think this is a different page, but I'm using the page that was submitted to me. Scrolling down to his page, I do see the first things is music. He's on a billboard here. Love to see that promo. So everything is consistent as I scroll through his page. It does correlate to who he is, right? Who he is. So let's go into some of the numbers of the analytics real quick. I'm gonna go check out his reels real quick, and we see he's in the hundreds. Now that's not a bad thing. It's consistent. What I love to see, and what a lot of A&Rs like to see, is the consistency between the numbers, right? So it's in the 100 range, which means he does have a fan base. Now that fan base might not be as big as he want, or it might be perfectly the way he wishes, but there's a consistency that gives me true analytics. One of the biggest things that go wrong with artists, sometimes they'll pay for marketing and they'll pay for something, and then like say their last one grows, it's at 5,000, and then the other one's at 100, and then this one's at 100, and then this one's at 5,000. That shows inconsistency as an artist. And again, I'm not pointing out anyone's flaws. We just getting right to the core of it all. And that's one of the big effects of when you're doing social media marketing, because the first things they do is they go to that, and then they listen to your music, and then they go straight into your Instagram. All right, we're going to go into a little bit of his analytics. That's right. We're going to go into a little bit of his analytics. And I'm going to show you another thing that the labels use when they're doing the analytics. Here we go. Let's go back to the board. All right, so here we are. We are back at the board. Let's get some music going. Let's slow it down a little bit. So if you look at here on the board, you'll see his charts. This gives me the analytics to everything that he's doing, from his audience to his base. So it shows me here that he does have 333 Spotify followers. That's a start. That's something to build with. Shout out to everybody jumping on unapologetically. Hey, I see you, Tony Bosco. Salute to you. Salute to everybody that jumped on. I'm sorry if I missed you while I was doing the deep dive, but I was going down this brother Jasmine stuff. And again, so his page that is linked is 1,900 followers. You see that right here. So I would build that up. TikTok, I'm on the fence with TikTok itself, but the labels love it. The labels love it. I will explain later why I'm not really a TikTok fan. And Twitter, we all know Twitter is in shambles. We don't know what's going on with Twitter. But as an artist, your Spotify followers and your YouTube followers. Now, if you really pay attention to this deep dive, right, and this is what the labels use, you notice, if you really pay attention, you notice one thing. There's only one true audio distributing DSP on here, which is Spotify. There's no Apple, there's no Tidal. That's why the labels go straight to them. It's unfair. It's unfair. You could have 1 billion streams on Apple. Not saying they will neglect it, but they will see that against your Spotify, right? So you got to be careful about that. So in his countries, he's actually big in the United States, Canada, and United Kingdom. That's where his thing predominantly he's big in the USA. That's where his market is strong at. We're gonna go into airplay, check out his airplay to see if he has any. He doesn't have any airplay, but he is on playlisting. So if you notice, he's on 1, 2, 3, 4. That's his top playlisting. He might be even on more, but he has a few records on his playlisting, which is cool. So now I'm gonna go, let me put that back. I'm gonna go into the rating system real quick, right? Because I want to get right to coffee. So we're gonna go into the rating system, right? So I'm gonna bring the chart up. I'm gonna bring the chart up real quick so everybody can see the rating system, right? So this is the PAP, right? Mainstream, underground, alternative. He starts with 50% because he is and has a product. So I would say he can fall into a mainstream. He could fall into a mainstream pocket, and most definitely an alternative. Might even fall into underground, but we're gonna keep mainstream and alternative. So I'm gonna give him a double 5 on that. That's 10. As far as the listening, now he gets a 5 for the vibe. The context of the song, smooth. He'll get a 5 for that. The look in person, how the product looks. Now, I will be honest, there was 3 different aspects to this product. How it looks in person, how the artist look in person. Yeah, it was creative. It might be difficult for a sale because they don't know the market in presentation, how it looks, how the product looks. So I'm gonna leave that one out in look, and not for me. Again, I'm telling you how when I sit down at these labels, what they do. All right, so let's go into the executive. Originality. Now, the interesting thing about originality, it does not mean that you're the only one who ever did it. It does not mean that. It does not mean you're the only one. What it means is how different you are from what is trending. That's all it means. So you could actually do something that was always done, but because it's not trending, it gives originality in this market. So I just wanted to clear that up. You see originality, it's not. So I'm gonna give him a 5 on the originality, right? Trend factor, I could see that it's not really trending for him. So he most definitely not gonna get a 5. Sorry, he's not gonna get a 5 in the trend factor. So he got a 5 on the originality, but not in the trend factor. If anybody who's following along, we're in the executive aspect. The look on paper, he is not gonna get a 5 on the look on paper because of his following at this moment and how he would have to build that up completely. So he's not gonna get a 5 on that. But let's go into the producer aspect. The mix, the quality of the record was clean. It was clean. Everyone could agree on that. So the quality of the sound, how the sound mix, and how not only the mix, how each artist gelled together. There was no disruption in the music. So that's the mix, not just how it sound, but not just the mixing of the sound, but how everything gelled. So that is a 5. We gave him a 5 for the mix. The song, we're gonna give him a 5. Song structure, I like how it was structured. Melody, the look and sound. The look and sound was amazing. It meshed well. It was clean. And to be honest with you, if you wasn't even listening to the lyrics, and this is how you could tell a really good song, even if you wasn't listening to the lyrics of the song, it felt good. Right now, I could probably ask everybody in this feed, what the fuck was that song about? People be like, I don't know. Was they in love? Or was it a breakup? It was a heartbreak. What's going on, right? But it felt good. So that goes back into right there, the look and sound. That works pretty good. So the presentation of the record hits well. So I'm gonna give another 5 in that. So now we're gonna calculate this 5 and we're gonna see where this artist falls. So he started with 50. So that's 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. He's in the 80 mark. I've been nice too. I'm gonna be nice. He's in the 80 mark, right? So look, check this out. 80 mark, you fall in the radar. When you're in the radar, what he has to do now is work on his followership and build the numbers. 80% doesn't mean you're on a radar. I don't want to say it's on a radar. What 80% means is you're in a great place to start being on the radar. So now you have to push, and it gives the artist an idea of what they have to do next. So artists like Jasmine, with all these numbers and the quality, and this is just a record. It goes in more intense. This is just a record. Being that he's 80% and he reached into the radar aspect, he has to build not only his following, but the traction and the retraction of his following for his music, and that will be his Spotify as well as his Instagram. So that's the idea of how the PAP system works, and this is what I do when I'm taking an artist to a label. I sit down and I have to do these numbers, and of course how I did it very fast is very much more intense and a little bit more harsh. I'm a little bit more harsh, but this is not what I'm doing. I'm not taking y'all to the label. I'm giving you an idea of what you could do next. So that's the deep dive right there. Shout out to Danny who submitted that in reference to Jasmine. Jasmine didn't send that himself. So this is what we're going to do now. We do have another submission for a deep dive. This is an artist by the name of Coffee. I had the privilege of working with this brother. People who been on the show as well as Shoe Radio would have seen this brother's music been played. I played his music tons of times, his video tons of times. So we're gonna go into that and we're gonna do a deep dive. And again, anybody who know me, this is not friendship. This is we working. So everything I say is basically in the essence of helping anyone build further in their career. That's what we're doing. So it's not friendship. I just want to clear that up. I don't want nobody to think I'm being partial or anything like that. So here we go. We're gonna go right into Coffee right now. And also, please feel free to let the brother know. Yo, Tony Bosco, I see you. I see your submission. You are next up, just to let you know. So right now we're gonna go into Coffee. Let Coffee know how y'all feel about him. He's on right now. I watched the brother build his analytics, and I'm gonna talk about that. And I'm also gonna talk about when he was Renegade, and he was like, yo, we're gonna get into the story. I got much love for this brother. He could call me on any day, not just on sunny ones. So here it is. This is Coffee. This is called York 2.
Hey, Young DL. Things still get real. You get me?
Show studio, we get busy.
Fundamental dog, we're talking about, yes. Fundamental dog, we're talking about. Get me. Fundamental dog, we're talking about. And I'm at no doubt what they talking about. When the last time man's been out, heavy on dreams while you're chasing clout. Rip out the man, them tongue get reckless. Don't got time for your mouth. No, I'm not far from the Barclay. Right in the ends where you're waiting bow. Come check me, she know I like Becky. Me run her back, don't come directly. Step on the scene where you least expect me. You get me? Well, you must be mad if you're saying I'm not the greatest. I be on go on my hiatus. Not too many I know can fade this. Sweet little ting in Vegas. Skating, if you don't pay up, please come pay this. Trees thing hot like big, potent smell like Vicks. And the girl then pull up on me, she get licks. And the girl do tricks, what you know about this? Get me. Tell 'em up me, best on the mic, no man can touch me. Pick up where I just left, no fake game, real life, no ref. You can mix with who, not with me, swear that man too cool. Where I'm from too real, yeah, the thing go down like soup. Man's being for real, where I'm from better find the loop. Money call me, then I make a true. Money call me, then I make a true. Quit lurking, man's be a pig if it's certain. Please take a trip to the ends of the man get bright, then I might have to close his curtains. Yeah, I'm all in the making, you can't tell, well it don't concern me. Then it's all for the sad, this man so hot, might forget and burn me. We just bossing up, hands for the veggie, I'm toasting up. Yeah, things get real, not really than us, we ain't slowing up. You get me? And I'm in no doubt, we're talking about. Get me?
That was Coffee right there. I always be saying coffee. I know he never correct me either. He just smile on like spell fucking my shit up. But that's Coffee right there with York 2. Alright, we're gonna get right to work. We're gonna get right to work on that. Let me stop this video from playing. Let's get the analytics. I'm gonna pull up his page and we're gonna go from there. So the first thing I want to say, the video is very professionally done. That's not a question. The video is professionally done. People are saying song goes so hard. My man said laugh out loud. Love you, fam. Love you, my dude. DJ Sam said not quite feeling it, but respect it. I dig it. We get some fire emojis. Shout out to everybody jumping on. CJ Boxing Coach, I see you. Alright, so let's get right into it. I'm gonna pull up my brother's page and we're gonna do the analytics. First, we're gonna go into the social media dive. And we're gonna go there. Again, I did have the privilege of watching this brother grow. So let's get right to the board. Alright, So if anybody see this right here, he has 69 posters, 36.9k followers, 3,640 he's following. That right there, very good analytics. Again, I've got to witness the brother's growth in real time, so I love that. He's not following too much people. People got this misconception that you're following too much people, right? It only following too much people after you get the deal. If you do it too early, it looks like you're emulating someone, right? It looks like you emulating. So you don't want to emulate the industry because they're on a different platform than you are, right? So that's good because then it shows that he's actually connecting with artists. And I'm giving y'all insider look. He's connecting with people. All right, you see that? Okay. He's an island. He has island in his vibe, so he's giving you a little presentation. And this bio section, right? This bio section right here is very instrumental in the seconds that an artist would look at you, or an A&R would look at you. In seconds, this right here is a quick cheat sheet to your resume, y'all. So I'm looking at this. Okay, I know he's in the island. This is his joint. He got a trend artist. He got a shop. He got for bookings. He got a website. Voila, gives me a lot, tells me a lot what's going on with him. Good analytics. As soon as I scroll, what I just watched is correlated in his reels. His first 3 posts. If your first 3 posts can't tell me what it is you do, then we doing something wrong. If your first 3 posts, and the music stopped perfectly for that. If your first 3 posts, so I see it correlates. So that way, that's helping his branding. I'm gonna scroll down some more. I'm seeing artistry. I'm seeing the clean visuals. I see right here he's doing street culture TV. I see the branding. I did see clothing. So this gives me artists, right? It gives me a presentation. It shows a label what it is they could do. A label most definitely is gonna do this. They're gonna click reels and they're gonna check out. Mike Paul did it. Was good. They're gonna check out his numbers in his reels, right? Let's check out his numbers. Okay. So he got 10K on one. He got 6 on the other, 18 on the other, 6 on the other. Those are great analytics. What they'll also do is like, all right, is that a fluke? Is that a fluke? So what they'll do is they'll scroll down and see the rest of them. Okay, 8, 5, 6, 4. Let's go down some more. 9, 7, 7. Okay, it's not a fluke. It's going good. So the analytics is nice. Boogeyman 59, what's good? So his analytics is good there. So that's nice. All right. So now we're going to go into his sound charts. I'm going to pull them up on sound charts. And if anybody knows that's just jumping on, what we're doing is a deep dive. We're doing the analytics of artists that submit. And we're checking out and I'm showing you where you are in your analytics, right? So here we go. Let's pull up Coffee. Let me just make this a little bigger. All right. So let's check this out. And I think this is, let me see his audience. Let's check his audience overview. All right, so we got an issue and I'm gonna break down his issue for him right now. Let me just see this playlist. And this is something that some artists don't know about their artistry. All right, so I'm gonna go into his analytics real quick. Let's go into his board. All right, so this is the board. This is the analytics. He's on two playlisting. One of them on everything got 10,000 likes. This one got 32 on American Trap. Excuse me, I got brain freeze. I'm actually reading, talking, and flying this spaceship at the same time. His country ad, no data. That's my fault. They usually let me do a few. I got arrested for a second, but we're gonna get back into his overview. Let me just get back into his overview. Why is my joint tweaking? All right, let's get back into his overview real quick. Insights. Let's go to the overview. All right. And in his, let's get the music. In his, where's my picture? All right, cool. Here it goes. He's in Rap Ministry. That was in March of this year. That goes back into that. His analytics for some reason is not transferring as completely as everyone else, that could be for two reasons. All right, he is big in the United States and the United Kingdom as well as Australia. He does have an international presence as well as the United States, of course, because he's here, but he's overseas. His analytics at this moment, and I could almost put money on it, is due to the fact that he didn't put, why does it keep doing that? He didn't put any, I don't want to say any new music out, but he said my analytics might not be as great as bro, but I'm eager for you to check my, no, see, that's the beautiful thing about what we're doing here at the A&R Desk. The analytics and what we're doing is not to pinpoint you, to put you down. This is to build you to get an idea of what you got and what you could work on. Like my brother's numbers, his analytics is nice, but when I go to sound chart, my boy Coffee, what he gotta do is he gotta revert his audience for Spotify because new music hasn't been coming out. It's getting lower, and I'm looking at the numbers, so he does even have to build that up. He might not even have known that if we didn't check the analytics. As an A&R, with everything I saw, that might be a give or take if I say, yo, let's pull the trigger on him or not. It's a process, family. I wish you the best. And I watched him grow again. I watched him grow on that. So what we're gonna do now, and I do have another submission. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna go into the rating system for Coffee to see where he rates. And once he gets a rate, I share with you what that next step should be and what it looks like. Let's get some serious music. Serious music. All right. So on the mainstream, underground, and alternative, that record like that can pop mainstream. It can. But from the gate, it most definitely gets a 5 from alternative and a possible. I'm going to give it a possible on underground. Not saying that it cannot go mainstream. I'm not saying that. I'm saying for its first presence of what the record does, for its first presence of what that record does as an A&R. If I'm shopping this touring label and they want to invest money in it, I have to give it a placement. Where the placement ends doesn't have to stay there, but to begin with, I have to do a placement. Before I go on, I want to tell everybody, look at when you're shopping an artist, kind of like you're going to the bank asking for a loan on a business. They want to see your projections. They want to see what you have. Do you have the storefront? You got a website. They want to see all the stuff to gear what they're going to invest in you. And this is the same thing. And not saying just because you say, oh, my store, we only sell 500 the whole year, there's 500 in our gross profits. That gives them an idea. Okay, if you made 500 a year, we probably could turn that 500 to 5,000. Now that might not seem a lot, but that's a big jump in profit. So they'll be like, yo, we'll invest 4,000 in it to get to the next level. So I'm just saying all this to say, everything that I'm doing now, it doesn't stay here. It's an idea of how to get the investment. But let's get back into it. So I gave him the 5 and a possible for the placement of the record, and that's in the green. Everything in the green is where the artist, the song is placed. What kind of category? There's only three. Mainstream, underground, and alternative. That's the only 3. Shout out to Primo Sad, who's jumped on. I'm gonna give him his praise in a second right after I do this. Okay, so from the listener category, if you see the listener category, the vibe. Yes, that is kind of the vibe right now, especially in New York. So it does get a 5. And again, even if you don't like this music, I had to shop music that I preferably don't like. Not saying I don't like this, but what I'm trying to get into the minds of everyone who's listening. When shopping a record, it's not about, and I want y'all to see me, when shopping a record, it's not about what the fuck you like. It's about what they want to sell. You might feel you got the hottest record out, but if it ain't what they want to invest money in, it ain't moving. So this is where I'm trying to get y'all in the mind frame of why I use this system when I sit down with those people. All right, back to the listening. So he gets a 5 for the vibe. As a listener, he gets a 5 for the vibe and the context. The context kind of in the same pipeline. It has that street drill energy. So the context, we're not gonna go for extra 5 on that. but the look in person as a listener, when I look at this artist, if I didn't know him and I know him from his Instagram, from the video, the look, he looked like he on. He looked like something we could invest in, right? It's not just like I'm in the bodega with mad guns and I'm saying nothing, right? I don't give no creativity. So the look in person, and that look in person, when you look at the listener aspect, let's go back to the chart. That's part of the product for the listener. You want to see the product. Will the people like it? The look in person? Yes, people will buy it. There is most definitely a market for that. So he gets a 5 for that. Okay, so let's go back into the executive. This is purely the executive, the office. What do they feel? So the originality of it, right now, it's not in the originality because it's in the same pipeline of what's hot. That's not a bad thing. So he won't get a 5 for that. The trending factor, he will get a 5 for that. Not because of just the records, because also his Instagram, he posts a lot. He gets in the case of viewership, so he gets a trending factor from an executive standpoint because the music is hot right now. Drill is hot. I want people to see me, like it or not. It's hot, and his music on his presentation, if you see the numbers, he got something going, so he gets that. The look on paper is good. The only issue he had when I went to his analytics for sound chart, right now the numbers are kind of dwindling because I know for a fact, and I work with the brother, but I'm trying to separate that as somebody I don't know him, is because he didn't put no new music out. I know that, but if I didn't know that and I'm in the office and I see that, I would feel, or not even feel, they would automatically be like, he's burning out or he's losing out. But I know it's because right now he's been working on his craft and working on a few things and solidifying business to the whole thing. So I'm gonna go off that. Back to the chart. So we gave him the trending. The look on paper, I'm not gonna give you the 5 on the look on paper, brother. I'm gonna be a little hard on you because I know you need that. I know you need a little hard, and I love you. And if I ain't love you, I'd have just bullshitted you, right? All right. So we're gonna go into the producer. Oh, I'm in the wrong chart. Sorry guys, I'm in the wrong chart. I'm in the wrong chart. Okay, so now we're in the producer section. The mix, clean mix. He gets a 5 for that. Most definitely gets a 5 for that. Not only the mix, how he gels well in the song. So not just the quality of the record, of the mix, also how he sounds. So he gets a 5 for that as a producer. And when I say producer, in that section where it says producer, it doesn't mean the beat maker. It doesn't mean just the person who sits there. We're talking about this. He is a product, right? He's a product. You ever bought a pair of Nikes and the stitch was fucked up? I don't care if they're Jordan 1s. I don't care if they're the sneakers Jordan actually wore in game, whatever, when he had the flu. If you see the stitch messed up, that goes into the product section. It's a little fucked up. That's the bottom line, right? So when I see producer in this section, that's what I'm doing. Look at this as we're looking at a product. That's all we're doing. We're looking at a product, right? So he gets a 5 for the mix. Song structure, it was clean, it was cool. I'm gonna be a little hard on him on that. I'm not gonna give him the 5 on song structure. Again, I'm being hard on him. I'm not giving him a 5 on song structure. And matter of fact, I'm gonna give him the 5 on song structure. I'm not gonna be that hard. That's just visible. I'm trying so hard to act like I don't know him, and I'm doing a disservice. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna give him a song because I would have gave him a 5 on song structure if I knew him or not. So we're not gonna do that. And the look in sound. Now the look in sound is, how does it feel? How does it grab you? Does it make you vibe? Again, it's a hot time. Drill is hot right now. He didn't do the typical, he's spinning, he's smoking on this type of pack. He did add a different flavor to it, so he's gonna get a 5 for that. So again, when you start with a product, you get 50%, right? Let's tone that down real quick and let's get into some serious music. So he got 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. He got into the 85 chart mark, right? So let's go into the chart, the grading chart. And if you look at the grading chart, 50% is what the product starts with. That's the product right there, 50%. If you go into 60, that's jump start. When you go into 70, that's local act. 80 is radar. So he's between 80, which is radar, and 90. 90. That's what he's in between. That's a great place to be. So let me go right here. So that's a really great place to be with 85% on the A&R charting. So I'm gonna tell y'all right now, Coffee is actually an artist that I did shop. I shopped him to Def Jam. Recently spoke to Empire. I didn't get to talk to you yet, bro, about Empire and Bobby Fischer. Did shop him to Bobby Fischer, and I did use this technique in doing that. In this stage between Radar and Ready, right? When you're in between Radar and Ready, these are really good warm parts. If you see it's going into the red, when you're in the hundreds and plus, that's leverage. That's when you can start making your demands and telling them, yo, I ain't doing this, I want this, yada 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 yada. But being that he's 85, what I would do right now is I would most definitely push my performances to brighten my stuff and try to find a way to resurface my old joints, whether putting my old joints back on Instagram, seeing that you have the numbers on Instagram and people checking your reels and they love your reels and you got high numbers. I would resurface those, repurpose the old music to bring the viewership of people who probably just buying into your vibe or just met you. You know, you was just in London, you probably came across somebody that you just met, and now they don't know about the old stuff because our attention span is low. So I'll start repurposing that to regenerate the viewership that you have, to build your analytics on SoundChart, so that way it could correlate, because you're in a really great place. You're in a really, really great place for that. So that's what you got on your analytics, my brother. Let's go to the next one. Let me cut this paper real quick. While I do that, I'm gonna line it up. We're gonna be switching my theme song very soon. All right, let's get that out the way. All right, so the next one that we have, and I did mention, we have where is? Oh, let me close this real quick. All right, that's dope. So, and again, what we're doing here is giving everybody the idea of who they are, what they have. Tony Bosco submitted, let me put this here. He submitted a track. So we're gonna get this track. Why isn't it letting me get the track? Alright, we're gonna do this. This song is called The Bottom. Save to downloads. Alright, save to downloads. And we're gonna pull up this track, so it's not a video. So it's gonna be solely a song. I'm gonna go into the analytics of how we go with just the song. So we're gonna do that right now. So this is Tony Bosco with The Bottom. And again, the artists be on here, y'all. So show some love, let them know how you feel. Network, there's a bunch of talent out there. Shout out to everybody that's jumping on, giving us the time today. Much love to y'all. But here we go with Tony Bosco, and then we're gonna go into his analytics and take a deep dive.
It all started with an 8-ball.
Shout out to the Psycho, I see you.
I'm from the east side, talk is cheap, we blow things. That sweet was sweetly, your whole block with a blood stain. Hey, you dancing on your tippy toes like a soul train. It was definitely fucking violent, that cocaine. Dressed down, mask glove, that spells murder. It comes quick when that shell earth you. Whole ounce of my phone chirping, I'm still working. Still ducking, they still searching. Yeah, my wife, she's still in Birkin. Still in sex, pumps and purses. VIP, nigga, bottle service. End of the night, my body hurt. Too drunk to drive, that coupe swerving. Still riding on 4 wheels, foreign motor, chrome grill. I beat the charge, nigga, no appeals. These fake niggas gotta get revealed. Yeah, ain't nothing change here. The code still remains. Otherwise, bang, blood stain, face rearranged. Shit is real, no booty tank, no M's yet, give me migraines. Hustle hard till it's obtained. 20 a floor by the fireplace. Niggas wanna walk in my shoes, but a nigga can't tie my shoelace. Stacking this cake, what I want out of life. Stand on those sofas, ordering bottles, a hell of a night. Shorty so damn bad, fucking up commas tonight.
Submissions are still open. Submissions are still open.
With me, been with me for life. I'm coming for commas. Niggas be talking that shit. Niggas don't really want problems. Niggas be hating. We on top and we came from the bottom. Came from the bottom. Woo! Muscling in my blood veins, hustling in these ball names. Work on the table, that's John McCain. 2 sisters, both gang. 40 niggas, no play. That's 80 guns, tell your life here on earth, homie, to a short stay. Money coming, that's all day. Rap nigga, that's every day. Surviving here is the realest. Amongst the killers we murder. Whipping and fucking the curb up. Hitting the ground, kicking dirt up. Nigga, a boss, advance, I'm a worker. A chick that's broke is worthless. Nigga, broke, not a hustler. Hauling the ketchup, no mustard. BM, she want me to touch her, but me only touching the cocoa. You the type talk to the popo. We in the club throwing up dough. Live the hard life, so we letting go. Mom in the plug and you'll never know. Go to the crib is a back row. She only know cause she letting go. Stacking this cake, what I want out of life. Stand on those sofas, ordering bottles and I love a night. Shooting so damn bad, fucking up commas tonight. My niggas is with me, the ones that's with me, been with me for life. I'm coming for commas. Niggas be talking that shit, niggas don't really win problems. Niggas be hating, we on top and we came from the bottom. Came from the bottom.
That was Tony Bosco with The Bottom. I had the privilege of interviewing this brother. Shout out to AC Slater. Shout out to everybody jumping on. From the gate, I love the feel of that. Again, today I'm not just in my field, but I had to announce all the music that I heard today. I most definitely love and feel, but we're doing work today. And I'm doing work like them people in the office, because I sit down with them and I see how they move and I be like, yo, what the? But this is what we doing today. We doing preparations of a deep dive, so you get to go. From the gate, love the record. I love it. The first thing I know bringing this into the label is the visual. I need, and I know you got the visuals. I had the privilege, shout out to Tony Bosco, I had the privilege of premiering a dope video for him. So I know he's testing the waters and putting it out there and getting a feel. So salute to him for always participating. Much love to you, my dude, because I know you ain't even got to. Alright, so let's get to the work real quick. We're gonna go right into his Instagram and we're gonna pull that up. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about the importance of the video, which I know he knows. Again, he got videos, but again, I'm just kicking it with y'all. This is what we doing. We are working. And I always say this. Somebody told me like, damn, you make it sound so fucked up, when I be like, this ain't friend shit. And I say that because I want y'all to work, and I'm working with y'all. Alright, cool. So let's go into the analytics. Alright, so this is Tony Bosco right here from the gate. Looking at it on the A&R standpoint, I see that he's following 2.9, 2.9, and I mean his followers are 2.9 and he's following 3.5. Well, I want to say something. Let me bring my main up. Contrary to belief, right? All people following it. People love to follow less than they actually have, right? They like to follow less than they have because it looks good. This is a great way to build your brand, following people. But sitting in the A&R desk, the A&R would get it. Sitting in a meeting, the A&R would get it. But in that moment, I would most definitely tell the artist, whoever I'm working with. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. Don't start unfollowing to match this number, but find a way to build this number up to that. That's very important in sitting with the labels, is getting that. Hold on, I'm sorry, my pen fell. I got all excited. And so you want to build that up. You want to build your followers up. I wouldn't say go on a unfollowing spree. Second thing, your bio. Your bio is the first thing when they listen to your music and they're looking at you. Your bio is like your resume. It's like a shorthand resume. You know when they said when you're doing a resume and they say you gotta send, that notice letter before the resume, you gotta have that. Boom, right here, short. I don't know what kind of music you do. I don't know if you're a songwriter. I just see artist and title. You know what I'm saying? So it leaves me blank. There's a few people. Why it says I'm not following you? I don't know why it says I'm not following you. Is this a different page? I don't know why it says I'm not following you. Alright, well, I'm following you now. So that right here, we would have to build this up right here. This got to get built up a little tighter, a little stronger. That's down. All right, so then we scroll to his page, and I see in the middle, I see the album cover. All right, the first page, the first thing I see is a picture of him, and I believe that's the holidays. I'm gonna scroll down a little bit more. I see something postponed. Take that down ASAP, my brother. Never leave anything negative in your postpones, cancellations. Get rid of those ASAP. Rocky. They never look good when, especially when I'm in them in an office. And I'm speaking about when I'm in the office. When I'm in the office and I'm presenting something and they scroll and they see like show canceled. It's like, all right, take those down. As soon as the show's canceled, leave it up a day, dub it. It's canceled. If the time passed, dub it. Feed your story with it. Run on that. Let's go back to the board. All right, and then I see a lot of stuff. What I would say, your first 3 things. I tell everybody, your first 3 things. Especially as an artist, your first 3 things gotta always resonate with your artistry, always. And I'm not saying his first picture don't, and I'm not saying the third one doesn't correlate to family time or whatever, but your first 3, pin your first 3. Keep your 4th, 5th, and 6th. Those are the ones that you finagle, but your first 3, you're supposed to pin artistry. So as soon as they go to, that's what they go and see. All right, let's go into the reels, and we're just gonna check numbers. He got 8, 3, 4, 7. Consistency. What they look for a lot of times, what people might have. Let's get this. What people might have the wrong conception of what they look for in the labels is high numbers. Yeah, they look for high numbers because it gives them an idea of what high numbers mean, right? But they also look for consistency. So looking at his numbers right here, right? You see 900, 400, that's 1. All right, let's go to the next ones. 400, 3, 2. So as these 2 right here, I see it's just a flyer, so I could see those numbers being a little low because people are very finicky, and you know, with the algorithm, you gotta have captions and yada 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 and all that. So you see consistency. With consistency, it gives you an idea of your viewership. Viewership and fan base is 2 different things. I do want to be clear on that. It helps you, but viewership and fan base is 2 different things. So that his viewership on his Instagram, and this is why we go to the Instagram for analytics, the viewership is consistent. So it gives them an idea of a roundabout ballpark. It's not like 5,001, 101, and then 70, 1,000, 400. It doesn't give me a clear view, and it also looks like it might be copping some. You might be copping some. Now, it does happen to people where they not copping, and the analytics and how the is working for Instagram's whole system be off and on. We understand that. So I'm just giving you the overall. So let's go back to the board. So I most definitely see consistency on that. All right, so now that my bad, I'm sorry, I'm clicking all the wrong stuff again. I gotta take a video of my starship. I gotta take a video of this starship. We're gonna go into the sound charts, and this is the same pattern of what the labels do. From listening to your record or your music video, going to your Instagram, and then go into sound charts. They want to check those numbers, see how they Moscow. Let's see where he at. Okay, let's double check that. Tony Bosco. So now I'm having a problem. There's another Tony Bosco there. And let's go to artists. Let me see if I put it together. Now, okay. So now I want to share something with you, my brother. And you might not even know this. Your artist name, and I just want to share with you just in case you don't know this. Your artist name is one word. When I go into sound charts and I put in an artist, no, that ain't even you. That ain't even you. Hell no, that ain't even you. I had to do a double look. That ain't even you. Let me see if I can find. Let me put a space. See, this guy with a K comes in. This is very interesting. Now, what in a situation like this, when I can't find an artist, I would report it to SoundCloud, Sound Charts, which what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to report it to Sound Chart. But what times like this, what happens is, you know, when you upload music and they ask you what's your artist account on Apple, SoundCloud, YouTube, when they ask you for that, and we hit dismiss and then we only focus on our accounts, that means those are not linked properly. So the data is not being collected for one artist. When we don't link you have to link your Spotify's, your Apple Music, your Tidal. When you submit music, they want your ID, your artist ID. So I don't know if you have the artist ID linked all to you, my brother, but right now that's a red flag. Like if I was consulting for you, that's the first thing I would do. And as an A&R, if they do this, they're not going to consult with you. If they do that and they put your name in and it doesn't come up, they just like next, because their job is not to inform you. Their job is not to be like, yo, you might have great numbers, but your numbers are scattered. So even right now, I don't know if you know, but this right here is a red flag. This right here is a red flag. So I'm gonna do the rating off this. But that is something you want to check out ASAP, my dude. ASAP. I see Miss Jackson keep putting up the I was gonna say Snapchat. The Apple, I'm bugging. The Cash App. Again, the Cash App is up for anybody who wants to donate. For what we're doing today, I normally do it for $25 on the show. Today, starting the year, I was doing it free with donations. So if you want to do a donations, please feel free. The Snapchat's there. I see Miss Jackson keep putting it up. So I wanted to at least acknowledge it, so that way people don't like, yo, why she keep putting up his Cash App? Why you keep putting up his Cash App? But that is why. All right, so let's go to the charts. And let's break this down. Again, this is a good example because, again, he most definitely would have some type of analytics with his video being out and so forth. But because he's probably not into it all, he might have that chopped up. So let's do the analytics. My man said, who's next? He want me to move it on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna check who's next. I think I'm gonna end submissions after I got 3. I might end submissions after these right here. Matter of fact, yeah, we're gonna close out submissions now. But anyway, let's get back into it. So as far as his category, he most definitely gets his 50 because he has a product, right? He gets another 5 for the underground. It's not really alternative. I love the sound. It can go into alternative and mainstream, but we're going to keep it underground. And underground, let me specify this as well. I want y'all to see me, right? Underground doesn't mean like it ain't popping or it's not on the surface like on the radio. There's records on the radio that is categorized as underground, as well as mainstream, as well as alternative. It's just a placement so the A&Rs get an idea of how they market you, how you look, and what's the investment for promotion. Those 3 categories are just in the perspective of the product. So not radio or anything. I just want to specify that before we go on. Let me take the email down real quick since I see it. We're gonna get the email down from there because we closing out on the submissions. Miss Jackson said, I'm next. All right, so we're going back to the charts. Let's go back to the charts. I just want to specify that. So we giving him a 5 on underground. All right, as a listener, the vibe, most definitely the vibe is there. We can't deny the vibe. The vibe is there. The context is the way he floated. I'm not going to give him a 5 on the context. And when the listener, and when I say context as a listener, think about like when we first heard, I mean, it's probably a bad analogy because of all the darkness he got. But remember when we heard I Believe I Could Fly from R. Kelly? The context of that record hits, and that's what it means in the listener aspects. When they're in the label, the context, how does it automatically transfer? Like when you heard that, it was inspiration. It just did something to you. I'm not saying this doesn't. Not saying it doesn't, but again, I'm going along as how we do it when I'm sitting at that table that they never want me at, with my sneakers on the lace and my foot on the glass, and I'm listening to them. So this is what it is. So the context, he's not going to get a 5 on the context. The look in person, so it wasn't a video. It wasn't a video, so we didn't get an idea. Now, again, I'm separating the fact that I saw his video. I premiered his video 2 A&R Desk ago. Like, we premiered it first time in out here, so shout out to him on that. So I'm going at it like as an A&R who just saw it right now. I didn't see the video. I did see his Instagram. But to see the product in motion is very important. You want to see how the product looks. You see a car in a shop, sometimes you got to see it rolling. This is why they give you a test drive. Right? You got to see it in action. So he's not going to get a 5 for the context. He's not going to get a 5 for the in-person as the listener. I'm looking at it as a listener. Now, the executive. We're going to go into the executive. Originality. Is it in the same pipeline of what's going on right now? No. It's not drill. It's not like super commercial. It does have a gritty hardcore feel, but because it's not what's going on at this very moment, he gets a 5. He gets a 5 because, again, like I mentioned earlier, originality just does not mean that it's the first time it's ever happened or yada yada. It just means, is it in the pipeline of what already is there? So we're gonna give him a 5 on that. He's not gonna get a 5 on the trending factor due to we can't really check the analytics and the video, and as well as his Instagram. The look on paper, unfortunately, he can't get a 5 on that as well because we couldn't access the sound charts. As a producer, mix, he gets a 5 ASAP. And I'm speaking as an engineer. I love the mix. He sounds really great. His textures, his voice, everything is perfect. The perfect elements for a record. So he gets a 5 for the mix. Song structure, no problem with it. It's really rare someone fucks up song structure. It's really rare. It's really rare. Sometimes it has to do with the mix, the sequencing. Sometimes somebody's chorus is too long. Sometimes the verse is too short. But it's really rare. So he gets a 5 on song structure. And the look and sound as a producer, right? The look and sound as a producer, he gets a 5 on that as well. All right, so we're gonna go into the count. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. All right, it still led him into the radar. It still led him in the radar. So give or take, he's in between local act and radar, right? He's in between local act and radar. What that does, and he's more on the radar. I say in between because they probably would be a little bit harder than what I did, but he's in between local act and radar. With that being said, if you're in between local act and radar, the first thing you got to do is build your presence online. As cliche it is, when you're a local act, that's one of the biggest things to help amplify your music and get you off that radar and into the ready, is build your presence online. A lot of times we're dope. A lot of times we're dope artists and we put out dope artists and we be like, man, F the system, F how we do it, blah, blah, blah. Sometimes we just straight real dudes. We in the street and we doing this up. So we like, yeah, I put out my product is fire. It's all that. But when we crossing over into this industry, there's a new way that we got to apply the same things we know, and we got to build and focus on our social media presence, our viewership. Help your viewership push. And if you notice, like when we went to your Instagram, the follow ratio of the people you're following compared to you want to start transferring that. And not even transferring that. The amount of people you follow, you got to let them see you so they could jump over on the follow side and do it. Even me, for some reason, I wasn't following you. And I fuck with you. I debuted your video and it said I wasn't following you. In a small sense, that's how fast, I don't want to say being noticed, goes by. But if I didn't do this analytics, I wouldn't even have known I wasn't following you. So that just shows you, even me who messed with you, who debuted your song, how easily it went by. Because brother, you too cool, man. You too cool. So you gotta make sure you get in the blocks. I see you, my dude. Shout out to everybody going on. Alright, we're gonna go into some more analytics. Let's see. Somebody says don't get mad. Let me see. It's okay. I'm checking out some messages. Okay. All right. So I got three more. I got T Gotti the Great. I got Basquiat. I got you. And Miss Jackson did a submission, and she also donated. I want to send a big shout out to Miss Jackson for donating to the Cash App. You do a lot for a lot of artists. We do a lot together. You're always pushing for the betterment of artists, so shout out to you on that. Much love on the donation. Again, today was the donation day. I wanted to jumpstart the year for everybody, get a feel of what the A&R Desk is about. I know we be having our competitions with It Is a Smash, and while I set up this video for T Gotti, I believe it was, let me just make sure, let me verify that was T Gotti the Great. Yes, we're gonna go set that up right now. But while I set that up, I want to send a big shout out to Saeed, who's on yesterday. He is actually, I want to stop the music for that. He actually, let's give a clap to the winner of Is It a Smash. He's the first champion of Is It a Smash, and on his second to defend his, he actually tied with Certified Gauge. He actually was on the radio yesterday. He had a radio interview yesterday, and then he also had an interview at Epic TV. I got to interview him on Epic TV by way of Miss Jackson Media Group. So what we do here is not only do we do analytics, we also highlight artists and give them the opportunity for exposure. For everybody who's just jumping on and don't know, we also having a competition where we will be walking a winner into a record label, right? So we got to do a few more episodes. They want to see a little bit more episodes. They want to see how much people invest in themselves. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I presented this to a few labels. He said I sent my shit like 30 minutes ago, but to the wrong email. Oh man, it's all good. Oh shit, I sent it to your old email. Oh, say no more. You know what, my dude, since you send it to the old one, send it to the desk, send it to the new one, and I'll get to you. I had your email from back when you gave it to me after my mom's did your taxes. Yo, brother, send it over, man. Send it over, and we'll get to that. You did all right. Send it to the desk. But anyway, let's get to this one right here. I'm gonna make sure I go to this brother, Dope Brother. Now that seeing his username, I didn't know who the person was, but now I know who the brother is because only one person does my taxes. All right, so let's get into this one. It's called Won't Stop. T Gotti the Great. All right, T Gotti the Great, Won't Stop. Let's do the work.
Won't stop, hell nah, we won't profit. Off with his top, cause a nigga try to stop shit. I'm with the mob, tell them stop, no we pop shit. Hell yeah, them diamonds coolin' in the watch, bitch.
You know everything I do, you know I gotta make profit. Before you book me for a show, I need the rats in my pocket. Me and my team walk in the building, I take off like a rocket. So who is he? T-Gotti the Great, I'm the new trending topic. I'm going in, I flip past like the wind. I pick up some motion again, I'm making some ends. I don't got time for no friends, I'm swapping no numbers, no pins. They open the door, I step in, I treat my brothers like my kin. I make your top if I need, blood pouring like some gin. I just committed a sin.
We won't stop, hell nah, we won't profit. Off with his top, cause a nigga try to stop shit. I'm with the mob, tell them stop, no we pop shit. Hell yeah, them diamonds coolin' in the watch, bitch. We won't stop, hell nah, we won't profit. Off with his top, cause a nigga try to stop shit. I'm with the mob, tell them stop, no we pop shit. Hell yeah, them diamonds coolin' in the watch, bitch. I'm with the mob, tell them stop, no we pop shit. Them niggas starve, let them starve, that's that op shit. Foreign cars, we gon' ball in a drop, bitch. Say she gon' call me tomorrow, she really pop shit. Me mine on top, I can't watch, I'm so greedy for it. She can't fuck with me, she boring. Road to Spain, we 3D touring. Don't complain, I'm not your boyfriend, I'm so knee deep in this story. Put them pounds up in the stories, too many shots, can't even pour it. Hell nah, I won't stop, I won't profit. I got hoes at my shows and my clothes, that's that mob shit. We won't stop, hell nah, we won't profit. Off with his top, cause a nigga try to stop shit. I'm with the mob, tell them stop, no we pop shit. Hell
All right. Let me get my mic queued up. So that was T Gotti, the Great. We're going to check out his Instagram. Do me a favor to make sure I got the right Instagram. Send me your handle. It makes it a little easier for the search. If you on right now, he probably dipped. I don't know if he dipped or not. But I'm going to go to Instagram right now and I'm going to put in T Gotti, right? And this is what the labels do. This is what the labels do when they want to check out. They go check out T Gotti the Great. Okay, he came up. Of course, he came up because I'm following him, right? All right, cool. So I really wasn't following Bosco. That's crazy. Yo, Bosco, man, you got to make some noise, man. All right, so let's go into official Gotti the Great. Here goes his Instagram. Let's go to the board real quick. All right, so if you see here again, he's following 2.3. His following is 4.4. We most definitely got to get those people that he's following transferred over here. I wouldn't just go into a delete. If you're following that many people, you're following them for a reason, so you want to boost that up. So that's the first thing. His splash right here in the middle where his splash is, you see artists, dope gems, rate for want. He says he's the co-founder, so I know he owns something. He got the official record label thing. I probably would have clicked on that just to see. Won't Stop audio and video is out, so he's letting me know there's an audio out. He does have a link tree. I'm not gonna say get rid of your link tree, but now that Instagram has made the links, also focus on whatever your most important one. Your most important link should be right there. But the link tree is cool, because there was a time when only having the link tree was everything. So now that Instagram has allowed us, you might want to have your most important one first. I still got a link tree, but I'm just saying in the essence of shopping to the labels. So we went through there. Let's go back to the board and we're gonna scroll. All right, you see his page. I see something that looks like artistry here. Can't really tell. I see YouTube. Okay, give me an idea. I actually got to put his video on A&R Shoe Radio. I see he posted that, which is dope. Let's get some more music going. Let's lighten it up. All right, so I see a lot of his visuals. We most definitely would like to clean those up a little bit more. I'm not saying I don't want to use the word professional. I don't want to make the word professional, but he do got to clean them up a little bit more. I could get past that, but that I don't want to say that white boy at the office who wants everything to be a demonstration. He'll look at this and be like, all right, we need some work. So he do got to work on that. Let's go to his reels count. Let's check his reels. And again, if everybody noticed this whole time, I never looked at your likes. The reason why I never looked at your likes, the likes don't really matter. It's the viewership. Likes don't sell or buy music. It's people that actually want to check it out. That's why on billboards in the street, when they put up a billboard in the street, they don't ask anybody, did you like that billboard? No, they want to get it in front of many people. That's their cue. So this is why this whole time I didn't look at anything with like. We went to the views, but let's go back to his joint real quick because I got a few more people we're gonna do this to, right? All right, so he got 164, 200, 225, 19. It's consistent. 2, 3, 8. He got 1 8. He got 1 2000. Right? Let's check that out. So he got 1 2000. I'm looking through it now. Not saying that 1 2000 is fake. I'm not gonna say that, but it would raise question. Why the decrease on that? Right? So they would click on it to see what it's about. So that could be a double-edged sword. It could be something that drew them interest, or that could be something that drew them away. But there is a consistency. So in between the 1.6 and the 1.9, if you see them right here, I would say his viewership is consistently about 120, 140, right? So that's a fan base to work with as an artist. Is it enough for the labels? Not at all. But it's something for you to work on, which is not a bad thing. Don't look at anything I said today as a bad thing. Everything is we're strengthening the artist here. I watch a lot of music reviews and I be tight the way they be trying to deal with artists. Like they even got the accolade to do so. But anyway, let's go back to the board. But before we go to the board, I'm gonna go to the SoundCloud and put in T Gotti. Now, I'm not sure. I think I tried to do this before and I couldn't get the brother. So we're gonna put in T Gotti, and T Gotti comes up. T Gotti comes up. I'm gonna go to artists. So he does come up. T Gotti does come up. Interesting. All right, cool. So let's go to his overview. I'm gonna go into his overview. Let's bring back the seriousness, right? So here's the board on his overview. He is about 1%. He got one Spotify listener. He most definitely got to build up his demographics on there. When I go to his charts, there it goes. He has 4 Spotify listeners. He has 126 on Deezer, which is interesting because a lot of people don't have that much. It could be demographic. What he would want to do is start provoking the people on here and drawing them into it, because if you have 126 on Deezer, that's people that's actually checking for you. So you might want to introduce them to other stuff. Let's check his playlisting. There's no playlisting. There's no airwaves. So his analytics are not that heavy. It's not that heavy. So right now we're gonna go into the chart. Let's do that real quick because I got a few more other people to do. And I did say in my head I was gonna go to like 11:30 anyway. So all right, let's do this anyway. Let's go into the charts. Okay, where does this music fall? It most definitely gets a 5 under the underground. He most definitely gets a 5 for that. I just got to see Tony Bosco laughing. He probably laughing when I say, yo, make some noise. All right, as a listener, the vibe. Now again, this ain't friend shit. This is label shit. The vibe, I would have needed a little bit more. I know there's a demographic. If this was around the time when the South was bubbling with like them boys and Soulja Slim in that era, when that was very bubbling, I would have gave the vibe. They're not saying there's not a demographic for that, but for the vibe, I'm not going to give him a 5. And again, for the context, I'm not going to give him a 5. The look, he did look really good on camera. He did look like he did look like an artist. He did look like an artist from the South. He fell in the pipeline. Didn't look like he was trying too hard. So I'm gonna give him the look as a listener. I'm gonna give him the look on that. It did have that vibe. Obviously, he got 120 something people on Deezer. 90% of the people I know don't got nothing on Deezer. So we're going to give him a 5 on that. In the executive category, for originality. Now, I did say his music is not in the pipeline of what's out right now. So as weird as some people might be like, yo, he gets a 5 for originality. And again, originality doesn't mean he's the only one. It just means it's not in what's going on. That's why when you see originality in the executive, right under it, there's trend factor. There is no trend factor because he is not doing what is normal. So he doesn't get a 5 for the trend factor. The look on paper, he does not get a 5 for that at all, because his analytics does need to be built on. Now he has something that he most definitely could build on. So that's not a negative. It's just, again, sitting in front of these people, I'm giving you that preparation. The mix, I'm gonna give you a 5 on the mix. I would have brought your vocals to the front a little bit more, but we're gonna give you a 5 on the mix. Song structure, I didn't feel like your chorus was too long. I didn't feel like your verses was too short. I think sonically the structure of the song was solid, so the structure was cool. And the look and sound, I'm gonna give you a 5 for the look and sound, but I'm gonna be honest with you, they probably would not give you the look and sound because of the rating and how far it was off. I should have checked that. Hold on, I want to go to something that I didn't do on everybody else's, but I want to do this real quick. I wanted to check the YouTube and see how much views he got. So he got 39 in 3 weeks. So I'm not gonna give you the look and sound, my brother. I was gonna give you the look and sound, but I'm not gonna do that, just in the sake of showing you how they would do. So you got 50 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Not in the bad. So I would give you more towards the 70, right? Let's go into the chart. I would give you like the 70. And the 70 is local act. Shout out to King Vargas that just jumped on and KO the God. I would put you in the 70 mark in shopping. And that's local act. And what that means is you have music. You have something that could be built on. You have a good structure, right? You have something to work on, but you gotta work it. And what you gotta do now, take local act. You gotta either do your performances, work your Instagram, clean it up. I don't want to say look like money, but you gotta show them what they want to invest in, right? You gotta look like something that they're worth investing in a product. So you're falling to the local act aspect. It's not a bad place to be, but it's a place where you gotta most definitely work. All right, let's move right along. So we could do that. We got Basquiat. All right, we got Basquiat. Yes, and I got you on the song, my brother. So we're gonna go into Basquiat real quick. It's a song, so we can make this fast. I'm just checking this out right here. All right, let's go to Basquiat, and then we got Miss Jackson. I see Spicy Beats, and then we're gonna go from there. Just download this. Save to downloads. All right. Let's get this out of here. All right. Shout out to everybody who submitted some. Much love to everybody. All right. So this is Basquiat with a song called Lucky. No Luck. I was going to say Lucky Me, but I'm taking away from this. So this is Basquiat with No Luck. Let's get right into it, and we're going to break it down.
Studio, we get busy.
They like, same old way you been chillin' too much. I had to lock myself in the booth cause I was procrastinating too much. I been calling all you niggas bluff. I'm seeing clearly through my Cardi bucks. Big bag on a mission to the Bucks. They wanna stop me, tell them good luck. I said I'm tired of talking to niggas, I don't wanna discuss none. I stay to myself, you don't see me outside and I barely pop out to the functions. Been telling these niggas like I don't wanna party. I'm trying to make all the shit that they parties when one of them played a couple lobbies. I know some niggas that might spend a block or two. House of pain on me, you know I'm a spark a few. They say lately it's harder to talk to you. They like lately it's harder to find you. Trying to find a way to change the climate. I've been searching all of my surroundings. That's why certain niggas ain't around me. Time pass, had to get off my ass, not clean niggas up like Bounty. I ain't missing, you just never found me. Know some niggas thinking they my competition, but I'm miles ahead, don't try me. I'm the only one on timing. Why you niggas worry about diamonds? I'm the only one that's shining. Can't go out back cause my niggas see me mad, they might cause riots. No love, I'm good. I'm in La Placita, doing what I want. Tell niggas don't worry about me, better get off your ass, start doing what you want.
Show Studio, we get busy.
Still don't listen, wonder why I'm so distant. It's like Call of Duty, I'm stuck on a mission. I try to play hero, but turn to a villain. I get it, I conscious on all my decisions like ASAP. Tryna go fuck on these billions, hate that. Niggas say all of my business. 6 feet high like Jilly Benzes. Miss me, I don't wanna be on your friends list. Just you trippy and M's to the end, bitch. No guessing. Like, same old way you been chillin' too much. I had to lock myself in the booth cause I was procrastinating too much. I been calling all you niggas bluff. I'm seeing clearly through my Cardi bucks. Big bag on a mission to the Bucks. They wanna stop me, tell them good luck cause I don't need luck. Cause I don't need luck.
All right, that was Samo right there. Basquiat with No Luck. And it's really, I don't need luck. And I feel him on that. Let's get to the analytics. All right, let's go to Instagram real quick. Let's get some music. I got my clipboard. I don't know if y'all really understand how serious I take doing this and working with artists, to the point where labels, I kid you no lie, labels be mad at me for some of the things that I do and say while I'm on this show. They be tight with me, calling me like I'm wasting my time, I'm messing up the flow. But anyway, enough talking about me. Let's get to the board because I got other people waiting. All right, cool. So here we go. We're going to Samo. Here's his page right here. He has 13 posts for 51K, 51.7 to be exact, 2.1 following from the gate. Those numbers look good. I will say something. A lot of people like having low posts. They love having low posts. At one time, having low posts was cool, but when you have a low post and you're an artist and I take you to a label, the first thing they wondering is, what's the gimmick? What's the gimmick? They always was very interested in people who had low posts, and it wasn't a good interest. It wasn't a good interest. And I have my theories, but that right there, I would look at your posts and see what you have going on. If I scroll down, I do see you with a mic here. I do see some promo pictures here, which is cool. I scroll down some more. Now these are reels, and I know just looking at them offhand, you're probably performing in them. But what they look for initially is, and I see a studio down here, which is cool. Like I say, these first three, if it ain't the first two, or if I would do all three, have to define exactly what you are as an artist. I did skip the bio. I'm gonna go to it. It says entrepreneur, aka Sean Hemp. All right, so that right there, I know you hustling, and not hustling in a bad way. I know you working and you're a businessman, and you showing that you do other stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what I will say is, as an A&R, if I bring this to an A&R and they see entrepreneur, aka Sean Hemp, and I know you probably got some nice greenery, right? That right there, they're gonna be like, it don't correlate to the artistry. This part of your resume, and again, your bio is a splash of your resume. If I could look at your bio and correlate what your bio says to your music, then so do you see you got a Spotify link? So I know you got music, but this first few things on your bio says nothing of music. That right there will give them a red flag on. And you got this many followers, but you talk nothing about music. And then the first few pictures, yeah, I see music. So if I went to your page initially without going over music, you might miss the mark. Might miss the mark. All right. So let's go into your shout out to OG Marilyn Roll Up. All right. So let's go to your numbers on your reels. All right. You got 1.0, 1.4, 2.7, 2.3. Nice. Consistent numbers. You got a 3, then you got a 2, 6, 7, 8. That one they wasn't really filling, and then your numbers start going down a little bit. That's 119. All right, so your numbers are consistent. There are a few red flags with the 19 and 18. I'm gonna be honest with you. This might sound superficial. But I would delete the 19 and the 85. I would delete that. The reason why I would delete that, and I'm not saying delete it because when you, and again, don't delete it now. I'm just saying if I was shopping you and I'm in that office, I'll tell you delete those, because they would wonder those two down, and it could be algorithm, it could be no promo, you could have had promo, it could have been all kind of different things that changed the fact of why those numbers are down. But they could look at it and be like, why those numbers are down compared to the other ones if his viewership is that high. So you got to be really careful about the consistency of it. So I would delete those and probably repost them or put them on my story and get those numbers up. Again, it's superficial, but I'm telling you what they do when I go into this office. All right, so let's go into, he said, where would that make sense? Much love. So I'm going to go into the sound charts. Now, I'm going to ask you a question, my brother. Your artist's name is Samo? Is it Samo? Because I just typed in Samo and your Instagram says Samo50, right? When I type your sound charts in, this is what I get. I get a bunch of other Samos. He says Sean Samo. Okay, all right. See, now we're going somewhere. So now I'm gonna tell you another mistake you did. I'm gonna go back to the board. I'm gonna tell you another mistake you did. Your Instagram don't tell me that. It's not in your bio. So now if I'm an executive and I type in Samo, and this is the importance of branding, the consistency of branding, having everything lined up. If that one thing, like, they're not gonna ask you what your artist name is. The assumption should be read in your artist. So because it wasn't there, they would already been like, he has no analytics. So that right there, you would have to fix that. Now, if I wasn't near you and I was an executive who came across your record on your Instagram page, and I said, yo, let me check that out, and then I did your analytics, it didn't come up. All right, so I have another issue. I put Sean Samuel with the money $, and this is what comes up. I don't get your artist, right? I'm gonna take the $, off, and I'm gonna put an S to see if you come up. You still don't come up. So kind of like what I mentioned with Bosco. When this happens, usually the problem is your Apple, your Spotify, your YouTube, all those artist pages you don't have lined up with ownership to you. And what happens is a lot of times we put out music and we put it out into the universe, and just because it's distributed, we just leave it. When music gets distributed, it gets distributed to an artist page. You have to claim that artist page. They don't automatically give you the artist page. So your music is sitting somewhere collecting analytics that don't have nothing to do with you but to a record. Usually when that happens on sound charts, that's the issue. That, or sometimes the name is not registered with the artist name. Sometimes we put out music. Sometimes he said, because that's where I have access to mine. And all your music is under Sean Samo. I see you on. You said all the music you have access to your artist page. Is your name Sean Samo Cross? He said it's probably the $. I took the $sign out. I'm gonna try again. Let me go into artists, and it's not coming up. It's not coming up. Let me take out Sean. Let me put Samo with a $. Let's just try that real quick to see if anything comes up. All right, so there is a Samo with a $. I'm gonna click it to see if it's you, and how I could tell if it's you by your fan base and your audience on Instagram, right? But it's not you. It's someone else with a Samo with 29 Instagram followers and 900 TikToks. I'm just gonna pull it up real quick. That is not you. That is not you. Playlist. Fly Dog. I don't think you have a record called Fly Dog. So you're not coming up in the analytics. You're not coming up in the analytics. So we're gonna go in right. He says probably the $. That's something to look into. Make sure that everything across the board is under one name. Just check that out. That's usually the problem. I did report you. Every time this happens, I do report the artist on 2 sound charts, and they usually tell me the issue. He said, I'm gonna check right now. They usually tell me the issue. They usually get to me like a day later or something. So whatever they tell me, I'll let you know. But we're gonna go into the analytics right now. So for the record, let's pull up the rating chart. Shout out to everybody that's jumping on. All right, so for the rating chart, we're gonna put it that in underground. Again, you get 5 for the underground. It doesn't mean underground or anybody that's jumping on. It's just the placement, so they get an understanding of where the marketing goes. It could possibly branch into alternative as well, but its primary is underground, right? All right, and then we're gonna go into the listener, the vibe. It does have a vibe. It's cool. Your structure's cool. It does have a vibe, so I'm gonna give you a 5 on the vibe. This is where it gets a little, the texture of the song, right? The texture. Does it provoke anything initially? So I'm not gonna give you a 5 on the texture, right? It didn't provoke anything immediately. The look in person, it was hard to see that because it was a song. So as a listener, and when I say the listener, it's just not listening to the music, it's seeing the product in action. So it wasn't a video. So, and just because you didn't get a 5 for that don't mean you don't. We went to your Instagram. I did see a lot of posts on your Instagram, but it wasn't anything that really grabbed automatically to music. All right, so now we're going into the executive board. The executive board for originality. It's not what everybody's talking about. It does have somewhat of a consistency. I don't want to say like I don't, and please don't. I'm just doing what the A&Rs do. It does fall into that A&R sing-song type of vibe, but I'm gonna give you the originality because it's not what is popping and what they sign at this moment. So I'm gonna give you another 5 on that. When it comes to the trend factor, if anybody just jumped on, we are under the executive bracket. When it comes to the trend factor, we're not going to do that. You do have some great analytics on your Instagram with that 50 something K. That is beautiful. We need to charge that against your sound chart to see how much of that is you are engaging. So the look on paper is a little iffy. We couldn't get into the sound chart, so I'm not gonna give you the 5 for the look on paper, but you did have one, so I'm gonna give you a possible, right? A possible. So I'm gonna do a calculation, and then I'm gonna give you the possible. And then we're gonna get into the producer section on the bottom. The mix was cool. It wasn't bad. It wasn't phenomenal. It was nice. It was coherent. I'll give you a 5 on that. Song structure is where we get. It has an intro feel. I believe it was one long verse with like a chorus towards the end. You did start the song. You gave the Broom 25 seconds of breathing time, which is cool because the vibe was good. But if I'm in the studio, if I'm with an A&R, that could be a give or take where he's like, I don't know about that. So that, and again, this is just this particular record. So it has an intro. So you're not gonna get a 5 on song structure because the way it was broken down. It does have an intro vibe, so you're not gonna get that. And I'm gonna give you a look. I'm gonna give you the look and sound. The sound was cool. I'm gonna give you a look and sound, so you have a possible, right? So we're gonna calculate that real quick to see where you fall in the charting for this record, right? The 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. You still fall in a good range. And people might say, yo, no one falls into, Jumpstart. That is not true. There are some people who fall into Jumpstart. That just means they got a lot more work to do. So he falls into the local act radar, and that goes back into engaging his fan base and bringing that fan base into his music to boost his analytics on the DSPs. Because he has that big fan base on his social media, he has to make that translate into viewership. There's listenership. There's viewership and there's listenership. We get lost in viewership a lot of time, and we don't engage that to get to our listenership. Shout out to Real Talk NY, dope photographer. Boy, been putting in work for years. So you fall into that, my brother. But check that out. All right, let's get the ball rolling. I got two more people. I got a Spotify link from Spicy Beats. We're gonna go over that one real quick. I'm sorry, Spicy Beats, if you're on. I'm not sure what Instagram handle was Spicy Beats, if they're still on. We're gonna go into that, but I am gonna go into the thank you, Katata. I believe that's how you say it. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Happy New Year's to you, my brother. Please forgive me. I know he said he submitted it to. I believe that's his whole artist name is thank you, Katata. Spicy Beats is here. Spicy Beats is here. All right, Spicy Beats. Let me ask you a question. Do you have an MP3? Do you have an MP3 or a YouTube link? I should have specified on that. The only reason why, the setup that we have, I would have to use my phone to pull that beat up and play it from there and wire the sound in, because Spotify is not set up in this rig right here. But if you also have do I have Apple Music set up on here? Apple Music most definitely, I believe, is set up because this is an Apple setup. So you could probably send me that link. But in the meantime, while we wait on that, we're gonna go right into the thank you, Kadar. Spicy Beats, if you could get me the MP3 or video, or even an Apple being the last straw, but if you could get me that, we're going to that. All right, so let's go into thank you, Kadar. He sent 2 songs. I'm gonna go with the first one that he sent, which is, let's go down here, let's download those. Come Home. I believe Come Home was the first one. I believe that's track 3. So we're going to download those and we're going to go right into that. And again, please feel free to commentaries, share what you feel about the songs, and we go from there. I'm a female artist from Queens. Spicy Beats clarify I'm a female artist from Queens. So you most definitely got to get that music in. We want to hear some different. So I would love to hear what you got going on. I already got to check some. I see the name before. But please send that over so we can get to that. But we're going to go into Thank You Kadar real quick. And we're gonna go from there. Let's fade this out and we go right into our board.
Did I tell you about Ramik's ass? Nah, girl, what happened? This motherfucker got suspended on the first fucking day of school. Get the fuck out of here. He's too much like his fucking father. He's his father's son. Between him and I just can't take this shit no more. If he keep it up, he's gonna end up right in there with his daddy. With what's going on at home, maybe he's a little overwhelmed. Maybe he just needs... I don't know what he needs. I just need a break. Girl, you and me both. But girl, I'm walking out of work, so I'll call you later. All right.
Work from 8 to 8 to be capable of making plates. They ate it, safe to say. But as she makes her way home, she prays for saving grace. Cause they won't say they grace, but they eat your food round her way. Buck 50s from razor blades, 50 bucks from AKs. Over 50 bucks, all they played was new 50 buck Lloyd and Yayo. So niggas had toy with Yayo, and niggas would toy with K's like Yeezy trying for Play-Doh. And her son was sure to fit the mold like Play-Doh. Cause his father had bang, and the flag he had chose to wave was the same color of all of the clothing worn every day by the son she was left to raise, who knew nothing about pops but heard about pops from other niggas who popped on other niggas who lacked the same father figure. Though they had been caught up with you, they act like they partners with you, then rant when they caught up with your cross fingers while on the clock. Cause she seen the same with his pops. She seen the scene after shot, so she seemed to put faith in God. She seemed to be facing odds relative to moms on the block. A dude's facing a 25, a few face to face with I got. Not forgotten, those sons gone, so she glued to her home phone and hope she never hear that motherfucking tone and that little nigga come home. Free crib from 8 to 8, these four walls is the safest place, but pussies play it safe. So as he made his way outside, he prayed for saving grace. Cause they won't say they grace, but they eat your food round they way. Buck 50s from razor blades, bucking 50 the stations played. What up, cuz? What up, blood? His blood, cuz? His cuz blood. And so was his father, so he was honored to sport a color that harbored some sort of a local armor from threats that would lurk the corners. Narcotic activity, no spelling involved. His father was a killer and a bee. Best believe his behavior, beekeeping, shit piling on his mind till he breaking out in hives, honey. No wonder the guy be keeping them colonized. He prophesied about staring in Papa's eyes. For nothing he compromised, but Papa been violence prone. Few combos over the phone. Little did he know he be damn near grown by time his Papa came home.
Hey, I know that ain't Booby, son.
Yeah, that's him.
SK, leave a nigga alone.
Bitch, shut your ass up.
Who the fuck is he talking?
Hey, yo, come here, little nigga. Let me tell you about your daddy.
The ragged father wave meant way more than him claiming game. He really made a name. So when his sons to roam the block, he has a saving grace. Cause they won't say they grace, for they eat your food round your way. Thanks to him, you ain't on the plate. Desert Eagles for microwaves. You may see your end within minutes, little nigga. Your life is stake, that's whether or not it's beef in it. So best watch who you fucking and watch who you bees befriending. Pun intended, cause you was born a tenant. And it's about time you came home.
Alright. Let me get my headphones back up. That was Come Home. I know the brother been waiting to hear his joint. Let's get right into the analytics of that. Alright, so I'm gonna pull up his Instagram and we're gonna go from there, and then we're gonna take the deep dive and we're gonna stroll through it all. So thank you. So now, is that your full name? Is that your artist name? I see. Thank you. If you still on, let me make sure if you're still on. And I'm just making sure I typed it right. Why does Instagram keep saying something went wrong? Alright, I see you right here. Let's do that again. Let's do this search again. And Miss Jackson, I still got you on that. Oh, Instagram went out. I'm open up Instagram again, and we're gonna go from scratch. Alright, there we go, because it was acting crazy. Thank you. Shout out to everybody even taking a chance doing this. It ain't easy. You know what I'm saying? It's not easy. Why I see you and I can't get to you? Alright, there we go. Finally got it fixed. Instagram was giving me a little hard time. Probably how much I was running on. Alright, cool. Let's go to the board on this. Okay, so he has 2.9, 2.8. I like that balance. 109 posts, not too much, not too little, but it's something. This is very dope. I would still build this up, but I like that it's kind of level. It shows consistency in his grind as well as his growth. That's cool. I like that. Let's scroll down. Matter of fact, before we scroll down, let's go right here. So I see musician, band, New York, LA. Gives me an idea where he's at. They got his email if you're looking for him. Voila. He said, I'm just a servant. You know, I'll go where the circle takes me. Boom. Gives me an idea. Also looking at his picture, I see there's a almost like a halo and a flag. So it's like he's in between. I see he got wings. So it's like you can see there's some spiritualism to that. Little growth. Matter of fact, let's change that vibe real quick. And I see his Apple Music. So it gives me a little concept of who he is. I see the 11, 11, 11 angel numbers. I see, so you know, it gives me a vibe of where he's at. Where he's at. We scroll down again. Let's go to the first 4. And I see, okay, this looks like, I see it's a reel. It looks like merch. I'm very quick on the observation. It looks like merch. So I see, okay, he got some. He's building off his artist. I see artistry. I see this right here is a song. So I get it in the front. This one right here, I would pin the shit out this first one because automatically it gives me the vibe of music. You know, Eve Muse said dope lyrics, paints a picture. Oh, we're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that. And also Spicy Beats, I did get your joint, so we're gonna get into that as well. As I scroll down a little further, I see he does have a lot of music content, a lot of his you know, basically posters, album covers, which is cool. We do want to see a little bit more of you because again, you are a product and they want to see you as a product. So this is pretty cool. Let's go into the breakdown of your reels. All right, so we see right here you got this one right here is 2.2, 2.1, 4.1, 3.9. So yeah, it's consistent. You have a consistent base. You're in the K's, which is pretty cool. That's nice. That shows that you have not only the listenership depending on your music, but your viewership for your analytics. So that's pretty dope. You have a good start on there. Now we're gonna go into your sound chart. We're gonna go into your sound chart and we're gonna check the analytics. Hopefully we don't have any problem with that, but we're not gonna put that in the industry, in the atmosphere. We're not gonna put that in the atmosphere. Hopefully we could. All right, you come up ASAP. As soon as I put you on, I mean, your name is one of a kind. Shout out to everybody. Colton that just jumped on, super dope engineer, musician. Anyway, let's get back to it. So right here, that's you right here. You come up immediately for your sound charts. Let's click on you and we're gonna take a look at some of your stuff. So your sound, your Spotify, you have 56 listeners. We need to get that up. And how you want to do that is engage that 2,000 people that's following you. You got to engage them. As tedious as that might be, you got to engage them to boost this up. If I bring this into a record label, that's the first thing I'm gonna say. Your viewership compared to your listenership, there's a disconnect. We have to. He said it's pronounced Cutter. Okay, Cutter. Okay, gotcha. Thank you, Cutter. Cutter. I don't want to pronounce it too hard, right? I'm over here saying Katata or something, right? It sounds like you're a kung fu artist. But we got to get this up right here. right here. Let's go into airplays and see if you got any airplays. So brother, I don't know if you know, but you are in France. You got some plays in France, so people are checking you out. And also in South America, you got some plays in South America and France. Just to give you a little bit on your demographics of that, let's check your playlist in. So right now there's nothing really going on in the playlisting. You might want to try to get some playlisting. Are you peaking on charts? You might not know this, but in France on Radio Wave, you are peaking at 82. So you might want to look into France in some of your marketing to help boost what you got going on in your viewership, because your viewership and your listenership might not be totally based here in the States, or the large percentage of it based in the States. So you do have a few songs. I see the consistency you dropped. It looks like you dropped the album. So this is why all the songs are here on the album. It dropped in November, so it's fresh. That's cool. I would get some visuals. It's very important to get some visuals. But let's go into the rating now. Let's check out the ratings and we're gonna go from there. All right, I'm gonna bring up the chart so you can see the PAP system, and this is what we use when we are at the record labels with the records. So here we go. Let's go right here. All right. So you fall into two categories. You fall in alternative and you fall in underground. Off the top, just the feel of it. I'm not saying this to diss you. I'm just saying this is what they do on the label. They would be like, yo, that's the Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole type of format. So automatically you fall in the underground. Again, if you was on underground, don't mean unheard, and alternative means you have the flexibility. So you fall into those. That's a good place to be, because usually if you could fall in those two, you could actually fall into the mainstream. All right. And then when you go into the listener, you most definitely have a vibe. It has a really dope vibe, so you get a 5 on that. The context, I love it. It's a story. You can't go wrong with a story, because now you create a visual without a visual, right? We didn't even watch a video and we got a visual. So you got a visual, so you get a 5 for the context as well. You get a 5 for that. The look in person, it wasn't a video. So you're not gonna get a 5 on that. Again, we did go to your Instagram, we see the artistry, but as the listener, and when we say listener, is someone watching the video. So you get a 5. You don't get a 5 for that. On the executive side, originality, you most definitely get a 5 on originality, because it's not in the pipeline of what you're doing. Your rhyme pattern, your style, you capture the essence of old school with a new school twang. It falls in. All right, we're still in the executive category. The trend factor is, we're not going to get a 5 on the trend factor because you're not in the pipeline, so that's not a bad thing. The look on paper is okay. It's not bad, but when we went into the board for the analytics, this is one thing that they really look over, and it's this right here. We got to get this number up. So you got a nice start of getting this up. You got to go ahead and you just gained the follow. So you want to get this up. So you get your viewership to translate into your listening-ship. All right, so back to the chart. We did the look factor. We didn't get a 5. The mix, love the mix. You get a 5. Song structure. Now for me, you get a 5 on song structure. You do. I will say this. There's one part in the chorus of the story you let breathe. Was offline for a minute, no signal. It's okay, Miss Jackson. There was a part in the song where you let it breathe, right? You let it breathe. It was after the verse. You came in. I preferably love that part because automatically I felt the visuals. Sorry, I'm bouncing back. I felt the visuals content of it. It gives to the storyboard. I'm gonna tell you a secret. These people in this office, a lot of times, they're not visionaries. They need the pictures in front of them. They need to see the numbers. They need to see, feel, to get it in their head. So they're not creatives. They're just businessmen. So I know for a fact that one part in there, they would have been like, but why did he do that? He could have put a chorus in there. I get the visual. So just for industry's sake, our song structure, I'm not going to give you a 5. I'm going to give you a possible because I would have put it there. But I want you to see what they do in this office so we could better prepare you. All right, so the look and sound, Liquor Sound is dope. It got a good feel. Again, it falls in the Kendrick Lamar, J. Cole aspect, and we know they're in the top 3 right now. The Mount Rushmore of hip hop in this day and age. Those are like they're the 2 or the 3 on the top of it. So that's not a bad place to be. My allergies is kicking in. So I'm gonna give you a 5 in that. So we're gonna calculate this real quick. That's 5, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. Ooh, I would give you that 5. So you cross into the 80, 90 mark. Now that's a really great place to be. 80, 90 mark is the radar ready. Now that's a really dope place to be on the ready, because now you have the song structure, you have the presence. What you need to do now is leap past that, and the best way is you have to engage that 2,000 folks that you have. Let's go to your board. There's 2.9 followers or 2.9 following you have. Those people right there, you got to make them translate out of your viewership into your listenership to take you over the top. And that's what you're gonna need to do. That really dope record. Most definitely get a visual for that ASAP and push the hell out of it. You most definitely gotta push hell out of it. Shout out to Rudy Sad, just jumped. He said, I love all this advice, man. Much love to you, man. Dope record. I'm following you right now. I'm glad to see you doing your thing. I remember your video from back when, years ago. And good to see you still doing your thing. So I just gave you a follow right now, man. Really dope music. All right. And for our last one for the night, we have a submission from Miss Jackson. She was not here, so I kind of was waiting on that. She did send an Apple link, which is kind of cool. We're going to check out if it works out, though. We're going to see if it works out. We've been having a little problem with those on this setup. Would you like the music to automatically? No, I don't want anything to automatic. Miss Jackson, if you don't have the link, could you please, if you have a song, MP3 or video, please send that. The Apple and Spotify links with the setup have been acting up. They have been acting up crazily. He said, you didn't get my link. I did get your link. I got your, oh wait, we didn't do the spicy. My bad. I was so caught up. We going into Spicy Beats. Spicy Beats was very patient. Spicy Beats. We going into Spicy Beats right now. I'm glad you said something. For some reason I thought I did that, but we didn't. So no, we got your link. I apologize for the delay. I'm glad the music stopped on that. This song is called They Know. I'm downloading that right now, Spicy Beats, and we're gonna get right into this deep dive on the Spicy Beats. Here we go with They Know, Spicy Beats.
Yeah. Show studio. We get busy.
They know that I'm on my shit again. I own the island like Killer. I just be wildin', they feelin' it. Who gonna stop me? They know that I'm on my shit again. I own the island like Killer. Yeah, I just be wildin', they feelin' it. Who gonna stop me?
Time is money, let them bands talk. The black on the track, that's a cakewalk. Fresh pair of Timbs, watch a pimp walk. NY butter ram, now that's New York. Had them niggas count me out when I been dope. Cross the waters, hit the border, gave a free smoke. No drizzy, just me and my kinfolk. They said push it to the limit, I'm already in the end zone. Drop a quarter if you playing games. I been a street fighter, got the knuckle game. Big choppers come out when we make it rain. Stomp a nigga in the ground, give him major pain. I been insane, need my money up. Niggas couldn't stomach this, they need a tummy tuck. I'm trying to win, no I'm running up like a runner up. Like give me everything I fucking want.
They know that I'm on my shit again. I own the island like Killer. I just be wildin', they feelin' it. Who gonna stop me? They know that I'm on my shit again. I own the island like Killer. I just be wildin', they feelin' it. Who gonna stop me? Win, lose, draw, I'm still winning. I don't need the applause, just know I ain't kidding. You a op, little Roscoe niggas, snot nose, we are not those niggas. I ain't gonna play around if it's a bet, lay it down. I be in the town, little homies on a mission. Queen shit, effing vodka for the bitches. By any means, hell Hodge in the window. Had your baby mama grinning, she hit me with the roller coaster. Cause Spice the great adventure, roller coaster stroke, she screaming every position, put my finger down the throat, and I asked her whose is it, huh? I been to say, need my money up. Niggas couldn't stomach this, they needed tummy tuck. I'm trying to win, no I'm running up, like the runner up. Like give me everything I fucking want. They know that I'm on my shit again. I own the island like Killer. I just be wildin', they feelin' it. Who gonna stop me? They know that I'm on my shit again. I own the island like Killer. I just be wildin', they feelin' it. Who gonna stop me?
That was They Know by Spicy Beats. Alright, we're gonna go right into the analytics. I know she was waiting. She was waiting for some time. She was waiting for some time, patiently waiting. So let's go into Spicy Beats. I'm gonna pull up the Instagram and we're gonna go right from there. We're gonna take this deep dive. I'm really curious to see as well. I'm just making sure I catch Spicy Beats correctly. All right, cool. Let's check out the Spicy Beats. Here we go. All right, let's go to the board. Here's our board right here for our analytics. We got 2.1 on the followers, 5.1 following. We got to get these numbers to translate over here. You got to engage these. Again, I always say don't go on an unfollowing spree. You're following these people for a particular reason. You want them to see you just as much as you see them. So you got to engage them. Get that going. Let's go into the bio splash right here. This is the first step to your resume. I see right here it says musician band. Okay, vibe with me. Producer and an artist. Bang, you told me something. Producer and an artist. Boom. Spicy Beats, Spicy the Great. I see you got right here. I see a keyboard that tells me something that you produce. Kind of translates to that. And then I see your link tree. Voila, I get an idea of who you are. That's nice. That's clean. I like your logo. You got the Spicy Beats. I don't know how you look, so I don't know the product. But we're going to scroll down and see what looks on the board. So here we go. We go down. From the gate, I see some automatically translate to something that looks like music. All right, so we like that. It translates to music. We going down some more. I see the Spicy Beats. It looks like videos. Okay, so everything on here right now is kind of translating to music, giving that artist vibe. I always tell everybody these first three, I know this is music, but as a product, I need to see what the product is ASAP. What it is. I need you need to grab the viewers immediately, especially if it's an A&R. When I first scroll, because what I did, I went through a lot. That first one, you gotta make those first three hit to the point where they go to the next three, right? Let's go to your reels real quick, and we're gonna check the board on that. Let's go to the board. All right, so you got 55, 97, 160, 161, 18. Let's go down a little bit further. You got 29, 84. Okay, so it's consistent. It's consistent. You have a viewership. I would say your viewership lies between 84 and I would say possibly pushing 200 or 190. So 84 to 190 is your viewership. So that's not a bad place. You do want to engage that a lot more, especially when it comes to how many people is following you, right? And a lot of times our viewerships don't match because sometimes people are just nosy, right? I got like 10 something K follows and I can't push sometimes because I know my followers follow me for different things. But being an artist, You want to make sure you maximize how many people you're following to engage in what you do to the most. So focus on that a lot more and build that up. Let's go into the sound charts. This is my favorite part. Labels love this part. I love this part myself because I get to help a lot of artists. Labels like to kind of deteriorate the artist, right? So it's Spicy Beats Bang is your artist name, or just Spicy Beats? If you're on, let me know. Is it just Spicy Beats or Spicy Bang? I see Spicy Beats and it's with a Z. Let me know. Spicy Beats, let me know. Because the reason why I say that, the analytics for Spicy Beats right now is not coming up with you. There's a Spicy Beats, but it's with E. I'm going to show you the board real quick. And if you see, maybe if I separate the name, let me separate the name and see what pops up. Alright, is this you right here? Spicy the Great. Alright, so if your name is Spicy the Great, I'm gonna tell you something. I see in here you say Spicy Beats, Spicy the Great, and then Spicy Beats here. As branding, there's a separation branding. If I go to an A&R right now and I played that record and he still Spicy Beats and he looked that up and we went and we checked your analytics and nothing came up, you would have missed out on the opportunity. So you might want to try to keep it as close as possible because you don't want to give them too much to have to do to search because they not on it. I see you immediately. Let's go to the board. I see you immediately right there on the board. So again, let's just go back to the main real quick. Again, I'm not saying do it now, I'm not saying do it later, but something to keep in consideration is keep your names as close as possible so that your search is roundabout. Because when it comes, what if I was a Def Jam executive and I heard that record that we just played and I looked that up and I couldn't find that, automatically I would have disregarded with no analytics at all. Alright, so as far as your audience, let's go back to the board. As far as your audience, we got to get this Spotify up. If you notice, when it comes to sound charts, right here, they do have an Apple sign. But when it comes to it, the labels look at your Spotify monthly followers. So you got 17. That's not bad. You got to let people know who you are, what you do, and we got to build this number up. Alright, we got to do that. I'm checking your audience. Look at this. Your audience right now, United States. You got 2 locations in the United States. So you got the 2 listeners. They're actually like, one is in the States right here, and then one is like off Alaska. So your demographics change a little deep. Your Instagram analytics, we're not going to go. It wants me to upgrade for that. But we already just went directly to your Instagram. So you have no songs on airplay. You're on a playlist. You're on a playlist right now, which is pretty cool. And it's 93 listeners on that playlist. So you see this playlist name right here? You might want to find out who that is if you didn't get on this playlist. So that way you could tag them to these 90 something likes and add them to who you are. But you are on a playlist right now. So that's interesting to know. I don't know if you knew that, but you are. So that gives you a head start. And let's check out the songs. I see right here, Spice the Great, Kodak, Highs and Lows. This right here, you probably back into dropping music. I see it says like 2019, 18, and then we have this 23. And you want to get into your visuals. You want to get into your visuals to boost everything. You got to get your visuals because that helps. I got to check it out. Most definitely check it out. And thank you for your patience and submitting. All right, let's get into the ratings real quick. And then we're going to close the show with Miss J. You didn't know. And this is what's really dope about the deep dive. Again, what I do today, I did it for free. I was taking donations, but it costs. And a lot of people ain't going to do it and take the time. So I'm glad you learned something from it. take what you got from it and apply it to what you're doing. This is what we do on the A&R Desk every Wednesday at 9:30. So feel free. And we got competitions, money competitions and competitions to be walked into a record label. So stay tuned for that, and tell a friend and tell a friend. All right, so let's get into the analytics. Let's get into the analytics of that real quick. All right, let's get in the weight of the world. Let's bring the weight of the world in. I'm gonna get some new music coming in real soon, but let's do this real quick. So you fall into underground, right? You're gonna fall into the underground segment. Again, that doesn't mean that it's underground to the point where it's not good or it's not gonna be heard, but you fall into the underground aspect. You get a 5 for that. Not mainstream and not alternative. There was a lot of cursing on that, which we'll get a clean version of that. Always could do a clean version, right? So I'm just going off the initial. As a listener, the vibe. You do have a vibe, especially for a female. You wasn't talking like my booty hole brown type shit that everyone's tired of, but it's getting a lot of play. So for a female artist, you did come with a different vibe. So I'm gonna give you a 5 on the vibe. The context, it was clean. You're not gonna get a 5 for the context. It didn't provoke anything. It was a vibe. And again, I'm not saying this in a bad way. I want you to see me while I'm talking, so it's not like I'm hiding behind this. I'm not saying any of this in a bad way. I'm saying everything I'm saying is in preparation of going to the next stages of music. There's a part that we don't talk about, and that's what we're doing. So I'm not going to give you a 5 on the context just because of the cursing, and it didn't provoke a feel outside of just an appreciative music lover. All right, so I just wanted you to see me while I talk, because I don't want to be hiding behind that. All right, the look in person of the song, it wasn't a video, so you can't get a 5 for that. On your Instagram, you did add, we did see some music posts, but you're not going to get a 5 for the listener in person because it wasn't a video. Moving right along to the executive, the originality, you wasn't doing what's trendy. Especially for a female artist. Usually female artists all sound the same, so you wasn't doing something trendy, so you get a 5 for originality, but you don't get a 5 for trending factor. And the look on paper, you're not going to get a 5 because we got to build that Spotify up. So in the mix, going down to producer, in the mix, I'm going to give you a 5 on the mix. We could have put a little bit more ad-libs. I'm going to give you a 5 on the mix. Strong structure, it was nothing wrong with the song structure. It falls, it was normal, everything was cool. So I'm gonna give you a 5 on that. My pen even died on me. Okay, here we go, we back alive. I'm gonna give you a 5 on that. And then we end it with song look and sound. And the look and sound, again, you had a vibe, it was dope, it did text sonically, it worked together, so I'm gonna give you a 5 on that. And we're gonna go to the board now. Check. Let's go to the charting, and with the charting we got 50. So you got you're in the 80, you're in the local act radar scene. What that means is, like I mentioned earlier, you gotta provoke your viewership on your Instagram and get them to like the music that you're doing and spark your viewership. One good way to do that is your videos. Get your videos going and build your content. You need to translate that and build your listener. If you have 19 viewers, 19 fans on Spotify, and that's what they label them, you want a little bit more, so that way you can get your monthly listeners up so they know who you are. So you fall into the local act radar. That's not a bad place to be. Not a bad place to be, but there is a lot of work. And just because you're in the, and I want to say this, just because you're in the 80-90 realm, people get excited. There's people in the 80-90 realm that I still can't shop because they still got to work on their analytics and the things they need to do as far as building that presence. But you're in a really good place. All right, thank you for sharing that. Let me see. I only sent the link to me. Okay, so we're gonna end the song. We're gonna end the night with the submission. I I got the song right here I got the song right here. It's okay. Alright, so we're gonna end tonight with the submission from Miss Jackson. This song is called New Year. It's by this artist named Spud Brooklyn. He's a cool dude. I like his music, you know what I'm saying? He get busy. But let's check that out. Let's check that out and let everybody know what they think.
The show studio, we get busy. The show studio, we get busy.
First of all, I grew from the 90s where the nines speak fatigue in these Brooklyn streets. They grew robberies, prison few hobbies. Cells couldn't bar me. My bars give my cells this heartbeat that bars me. So get ahead and put your work in. Rehearse your little songs. I'ma cheat all the verses. Spud got the locks, no keys for the V. Best D on the block. And I ain't talking fool, nothing coming through. Stop. Let me play nice and open up the lane. I probably hit boy when I open up and aim. Then I open up my vein, get you open what I'm saying. OD when I'm playing. My New Year's resolution, never lose. Cheers to the end of the year, I'll take 2. I rep 23 in one line, the crew. SHU, we shouting out. We get busy. First 2, had to give him another one. This ain't a fluke, dog, I spit where the gun is from. Just in case you go and thought I was one of them, I had to change the view and go throwing a button up. I been on my grizzly, no job could fit me. I can't punch clocks, slapping watches, that's 50. The labels know me, see the post all the time. I'm walking past artists, can't get in they sign. But back to the bars, I pop top champagne ball. And I score H2O, science bubble it off. Tell Sin, Mr. Flight, cause the label's still frontin'. Bum rush the sessions, no phone calls, we coming. My New Year's resolution, never lose. Cheers to the end of the year, I'll take 2. I rep 23 in one line, the crew. SHU, we shouting out.
We get busy. Alright. Let's stop the shenanigans, right? Alright, that was a Miss Jackson submission, but we're gonna still do the deep dive. We still gonna do the deep dive. That's right, we still gonna do the deep dive on this submission. It was a Miss Jackson submission, so here we go on the deep dive. Alright, let's go to Spud Brooklyn's, and I'm gonna do this legitimate. We're gonna do this legitimate deep dive. Shout out to Cat Diesel that just jumped on. Eve Muse said informative show. Thank you, my boo boo. Thank you, Spud. Appreciate you for shows. Shout out to Spicy Beats. Alright, so let's do the analytics real quick, and then we're gonna close the show. Let me go to my Instagram. Been hating today, but it's okay because they can't stop the show. Okay, let's go home. Let's check out my. I don't know if it's giving me a hard time because I'm on live. Let's see if maybe it might be because I'm on live. But we're gonna go to Spud Brooklyn. Alright. Let's go to my analytics. Here we go. Let's go to the board. Alright, so Spud Brooklyn got 4,000 posts. God damn, that's a lot of posts. Alright, he got 10.6. He's on live right now, so he's probably running his mouth. And he got 1.8. He's following on the contrast. That is nice numbers. This number right here is pretty big. He's been posting for a long time. Actually, it looks like he's been posting everything that he's ever posted and left him in his feed. That's a high number. I would probably start decluttering that number first. Okay, his name is Spud. Okay, I don't know if it's Spud Brooklyn or Spud, but that's a little different on the branding. But okay, we're gonna go into that. He's an entrepreneur. He's an entrepreneur. All right, business consultant, A&R, shoe, the A&R Desk. All right, that correlates to entrepreneurship. And then I see, and there he's a NY Tush Billboard industry ambassador. Okay, goes back into, I see music. He's an owner. He put the tags of all the other pages that he has. Okay, Brandon, and then he has Get It. He has his link tree. What's cool about his link tree, that it still goes to the Spud BK, that correlates to the Spud and the Spud Brooklyn. I like that. So let's scroll down to this guy's pages, right? All right, you see the first 3 things. All right, so we went here. We see he's an A&R business consultant. The first 3 things I see on his page is boom, Sony, RCA, Def Jam. That correlates. Boom, I get to know it. Okay, this guy is into business. He's in his business. Okay, I like that. We could do that. Let's scroll down a little bit more. The A&R Desk, he did mention that in his bio, so I see some content. I go down further, I don't know what this is right here. He might need to fix the image of that, but I see a show or I see stuff, so I'm getting it. I'm seeing correlation. We just listened to New Year's, so I see New Year's, so it all correlates. So I like these numbers. Let's go into the sound charts, right? Let's go into the sound charts. Let's see if I would shop this guy, because this guy, I don't know. I really don't know. I like his music. Sounds dope. All right, so there goes his sound chart. Correlate, his logo pops up. So it's consistent. I like that. His name is Spud Brooklyn. It's consistent. Like it. All right, let's go into his data sources. His data sources is Apple, Spotify, and Instagram. We know that. All right, so it correlates his 10,000. His Spotify is very low. Spotify, he has 13 followers on Spotify. So he has to find a way, if he really wants to shop himself or get shopped to a record label, to translate this number of Instagram to boost this up. His Instagram is spiking by 5. It seems like it's been consistently spiking, so that's a good thing. People are interested in what he said. But if we go back to his page, nothing here says artist. So it is kind of translating on what he does when he says business consultant. So you can see the effect of possibly why this is not going. But let's keep going. Let's go into playlists. Is he on any playlist? It says no. I know for a fact that's false because he's in multiple playlists. But we're not even going to go too hard on that. What countries? Oh, I think I'm burnt out. Yeah, they gave me my search limit for today. But they gave me the songs that I dropped. I did drop a lot more songs for this year. But it shows a 117. It did skip a few records. I do have a lot more records released. Playlisting is off, but it's probably because I burnt out today. Peaking is off. I do know that's wrong. All right, but let's go in here. India. I know why India is hot. Let me take that. I know why India is hot for him, because he actually has music on a television show in India. So it makes sense why in his analytics, India is possibly the top one, with the United States being second. And if you can see the demographics, it's right here. It's the United States, a little bit in Alaska, and then India. So that really makes sense why India, because his music is on a movie out there. So for him, I would tell him if he wants to be shopped, he got to build up his Spotify viewership, listenership. Get his viewership from his Instagram and promote more of them following him there to boost that up so it could bring the awareness. He probably talks too much and runs his mouth, so people know him for that more than his music, because it did say consultant and they love talking too much. So for him, I would have him boost that. As far as the record, which we're going to go down to the charting. We're going to do this and we're going to end the show with that. We're going to go into the charting for this artist and see. I'll do it here on this page. All right, let's go into the rating. A record like this would fall under underground. Could possibly go in alternative, but it's going to go into underground. Again, underground doesn't mean it won't pop, but it goes into underground. Okay, as a listener, is it a vibe? It most definitely has a vibe. It grabs you. The beat is consistent, so he gets a vibe. Context. The context, I think it does provoke something. New Year just came in, so this is a great time to drop the record. New Year, to play off New Year, and it does provoke like an adrenaline feel. So I'm going to give him a 5 on context. All right, the look in person, it wasn't a music video, so he's not going to get a 5 on that. All right, but we did go to his Instagram, and it was consistent with him being a consultant and into business and an A&R. We see he's at the record labels, lucky him. Executive, originality, it's most definitely not something that people are doing, so it does have original feel. We give him a 5. Trending, no, it's not trending. The look on paper, we're not gonna give him the look on paper. He gotta get his Spotify up. That was a little low for his analytics. Wasn't that strong. So he most definitely gotta get that going. so he doesn't get a look on that. We're going into producer section. The mix was nice. The mix was well. Really enjoyed the mix. That was clean. Everything. Song structure was the formal song structure with the chorus, verse, chorus. Simple, clean. He gets a 5 on song structure. And the look and sound, it was well put together. His voice textures meshed well. There was a difference between his voice structure and the chorus, which is cool. So it gave the feel between verses. So that was clean. So he gets a 5 for sound and look. Okay, let's calculate this up for him right now. 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85. He falls in the 85 mark. So Spud Brooklyn, who he is I and him, falls in between the 80 and 90, which with 85, so that's Radar and Ready. So with that being said, if I wanted to shop myself to the record label, I would most definitely have to play my audience on Instagram to build my listenership, because I have the viewership, do my listenership and go from there. I didn't even go into my reels. Let's check the reels real quick. Let's go to the board. Let's check my reels. I didn't do that. I did everybody else's. We're gonna play fair. So my reels, you see 2, 9, 4, 9, 6, then 1, 5. I know the rest are in 1,000 from that point on. 4, 1,000. It seems like people like to hear him talk a lot more. The more that he talks, the more his numbers go up when they're not numbers. So you can see that his fan base isn't really music per se. His fan base is more his content. So that's probably why he has entrepreneur and business content, but also still puts out music, because music is probably his secondary. But again, if he wanted to be shopped as an artist, he would have to build that up for his viewership, to his listenership, and build his Spotify. But he's in a really good place. He's in a really good place. So hopefully he can work what he's working with. Oh man, I want to thank everybody for the show. It's 12:06. This is the longest show ever we did. Shout out to Impetus House, I just jumped on. But this is the longest show we ever did. This is the A&R Desk. We just did a super deep dive. Everybody who was able to do the deep dive, jump on. I got to everybody who did the deep dive. It was really informative. I hope everything, all the information that artists got, they got to see the insider look of where their record look. I did it for free today. I did it for free. I sat here for hours with y'all. I did it for free because I love what I do. It won't be free all the time. Won't be free all the time, but it will. Shout out to Miss Jackson. Shout out to everybody. I wish shops about Brooklyn. Shout out to Miss Jackson for the shout out on that. We're gonna close out. Impetus House. Eve Muse says, "Missed you." Yes, you most definitely missed here at Shoe Studio.
Shoe Studio. We get busy.
Next week we're gonna be doing Is It a Smash competition. Shout out to DJ Clark, who just jumped on. Had a dope interview with one of our winners last week. But the show, we're about to wrap this show up. Again, this was our longest show, but it was fun doing this deep dive. I'm Spud Brooklyn. This is the A&R Desk. I always like to leave y'all with 3 things: be creative, be wise, and take a risk. Shout out to everybody. See y'all next week.
Shoe Studio. We get busy.
And we out. Be easy, y'all. Be safe.